Floyd and he was me, he would never have to fight again because the exhibition shit, as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it,
right?
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme's sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. "4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What's good? What's good? Salute to the fam. How y'all feeling on this good Tuesday, man? We back to build on this good boxing and give it its just due. How y'all feeling on this good day, man? Good day to build on this boxing, man. Y'all already know if you catch this on the playback, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, run a mile, do 10 jumping jacks, 100 push-ups. Nah. Shout out to the fam. I just want to start this stream off with some good energy as always. I want to let everybody know that's listening to the sound of the voice that I appreciate y'all coming to build with me one more again, man. Lonnie Lee, my guy, first one in the building. What's good, Brody? Busy, my guy. What's good, bro? How you feeling? Ace, all love, Humble Dragger in the building. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. Talk to him, Humble. Appreciate you. Appreciate you pulling back up, man. Judah Vision, my guy. You know. Jose Diaz, my guy. What's good, Brody? How y'all feeling, man? Always good, man. Y'all brighten up a good brother's day, man. Whenever I could come here and build with some solid people, talk this good old boxing narrative free and just enjoy it, it's always a good day, y'all. Always a good day, but we're going to build on this boxing, man. I don't know if y'all was catching it in the chat when we was building yesterday. You know, Dante's boxing talking my guy. What's good with it, bro? Always good to see my guy. Salute to the real ones, man. I got a dope chat. I got some dope people, and I appreciate y'all. I really do. But I don't know if y'all was catching it in the chat yesterday, right? You know, I was saying people going in on Tank Davis, man. And listen, yeah. You know, these conversations are going to keep coming up as long as those certain names are not on his list, on his resume, on, you know, as long as he ain't in the ring with certain guys, they're gonna always be room for hate, speculation, you know, people to draw up these wild ass perspectives and narratives. And I appreciate the sport. So whenever I hear a conversation that's too lopsided and it doesn't genuinely represent the work that a fighter has put in, I'm going to always go to bat for that fighter. It's not about protection, like I said, but it's about having conversations that make sense. And, you know, you're going to have a hard time You're gonna have a hard time convincing me that, you know, a guy that started at 126 with 30 fights ain't had not one significant fight, and he about to be 30. You know what I'm saying? I just can't see it that way. And I think it's a genuine conversation. It's something that to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And he said it best, man. If he not fighting who y'all want him to fight, y'all gonna keep saying these people are nobodies. After a while, you know, you fill the guy's resume up and you basically trying to say everybody he fought is a nobody. And the crazy thing is he make them a somebody just by getting in the ring with them, with him. You know, people tend to pay attention more to tank victims and things like that. So I disagree with the whole notion that he's about to be 30 with no significant fights. I mean, I'm gonna pull up his resume and we could talk about it. You know, it's a real conversation, but has he had the most significant fights that you know, I think he's yet to have? No, I don't think so. The biggest fights I think are still out there for him. But unless people got, you know, like some type of time machine and you know, visit the future, you can predict the future and you can just, you know, rub your crystal ball and you can just see that he's not going to fight these dudes. I say this all the time. I think people need to press pause on the panic button, man. Just y'all hitting the panic button a little bit too soon. Shout out to Hogbazy. Appreciate you as well, fam. They wake up to it, bro. They wake up to it. They wake up to it. Hen dog, what it do, my guy? Appreciate y'all, man. Jose Diaz, my guy. And look, I'm just always here to build, man. I ain't here to tear nobody down. When you appreciate the sport, you find weak reasons and different ways to appreciate it. Like I said, you gotta. That's why it pays to listen. It pays to listen to the fighters. It pays to listen to the trainers. It pays to listen to these guys because you can get a lot of information and you can get a lot of understanding if you just listen. People don't listen. So again, man, you got people got to explain to me, like, what is a significant fight to you? Like, what is a significant fight? What determines whether or not a fight is significant? Because I don't give a damn what you say. If I'm 15, 16 and no, or whatever, or I fight for my world title, every fight, or scratch that. Every fight is significant if you really want to be honest. Especially when the expectations is through the roof, y'all. When the expectations is through the roof, you get what I'm saying? When the expectations is through the roof, man, every fight is significant. No matter what, when you a top guy, you got to understand that you're going to be getting the best version of these guys 9 times out of 10. You got to put this in perspective. Instead of fooling yourself to thinking that these fighters are getting in the ring and they just so scared. I don't see that. I don't see it. These dudes are trying to win too. You got to think that's dangerous. That's hard to do, to keep winning when so many people expect you to lose, when so many people count on you to lose. You just keep continuing to be successful. I don't know. I think people missing it, yo. I think you're missing it. I don't think people really truly understand what a significant fight really is. If you're going to tell me, you know, Jose Pedraza is not a significant fight, then I'm going to tell you full of it. You tell me Leo Santa Cruz is not a significant fight, I'm going to tell you full of it. You tell me, you know, even Ryan Garcia is not a significant fight, I'm going to tell you full of it. You know, these fights all serve a purpose for different reasons, man. You get what I'm saying? I think we're missing it when you say that he ain't fought nobody of significance. I think you're going to have a tough time proving that. You get what I'm saying? Because that's very subjective and it could be argued. It could be debated. You know what I mean? What is significant to you? You get what I'm saying? You know, shout out to my guy, Official Everything. He was commenting on the old video and he was saying, you know, he a grown man and, you know, he had basically somebody else taking control of his career. And I was saying, like, how his age has nothing to do with whether or not he's taking control of his career. It's the situation that you're in, the position that you're in. And if you just look at things and take your emotions out of it, you can see why two people will butt heads. You had Floyd Mayweather had his plan, and now this is the Tank Davis era. By that, I mean you're seeing more of what Tank want, right? I think if you're going to critique him now and you're going to talk about the moves that he's making, you need to start from the very point in which he split from Floyd Mayweather. The minute he split from there, then now I feel like things You starting to hear him speak more. You starting to hear things like a hit list. You start to hear him say, oh, I'm going to fight that guy, that guy. You hearing this shit. You wasn't hearing it before. You wasn't hearing it. Why? And this is how you know he a real one and not a clout chaser, because he knew for damn sure that man had a plan for him. They keep talking this Lomachenko stuff. Stop rewind. We can't rewind the clock to 5 to 7 years ago. We can't do that. We can't do that. But what we could do is focus on what we got right now. But since people like to rewind the clock 5 to 7 years ago, let's do it for a second. And let's stay in that time frame. 5 to 7 years ago. Somebody please in here tell me when Tank Davis and Lomachenko was negotiating at any other point 5 to 7 years ago. When was they sitting down? When was Bob Arum working with Floyd Mayweather? When did they ever sit there? Matter of fact, Floyd's got away from that guy. Since when did you see them line up and make fights together? That's number one. Number two, when have you ever seen them negotiate? Outside of this point right now that we got in 2024, what Loma decided to walk away, is people forgetting this. So again, I don't care about people discussing a fight that should have happened this long ago, that long ago. I don't care about that. All I care about is now, because we have actual evidence and proof, and you know, business was being done and negotiations was being pulled out of. You get what I'm saying? That never was the case. So I don't understand why people stuck on 5 to 7 years ago. It don't make no sense to keep chasing your tail. You got multiple audio clips with Lomachenko downplaying the Tank fight, saying fight him for what? For money? You damn right. And now here you go, fast forward to all these years, and he talking about he ain't motivated by money. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Loma didn't make his fights and didn't move his career, and neither was Tank when he was with Floyd. And that's just, I'm tired of it. The conversation is dead. It's people chasing their tail. Y'all know damn well what was going on. Every time you turn around, was it Tank speaking or was it Floyd? So you think the moves that we were seeing being facilitated was, oh, it's Tank? He told you he ain't asking for the fight. He told you it ain't me. He following suit. Why? Because this is somebody that brought him in under his wing. So like a real one. Hey, man, I'm going to believe you. I'm going to let you lead. But I think, and this is just where my opinion comes in, where my perspective comes in, because I'm not going to pass it as fact. I think it got to a point where you have two alpha males. I think one guy had a plan and a vision of how he wanted to move things. And I think as long that plan, that vision would have made sure that he continuously benefited and got paid off of this man fighting. I think personally that man seen that, and he also wanted to move in his own right. He wanted to take more control in his, of his own career and be more of the vocal guy. You know what I'm saying? I think they butted heads respectfully. Nobody's wrong. That's how it happened. That's life. You get me? But I just think that he wanted to be more of his own man. And why I'm saying this, because you hearing more of him, you seeing more of him, right? More vocal Tank. He's showing you more personality. He's speaking for himself. Nobody's doing it for him. And you're hearing more of what you want to hear from him. You get what I'm saying? I just think it's a matter of time before those fights get delivered. I'm going to keep saying it until I'm proven right or wrong. I'm going to keep saying it. So I'm not about to jump down a young fighter's throat. You imagine putting yourself in his shoes. You with one of the best fighters that laced him up, one of the absolute best fighters that ever laced him up, and he moving you getting paid. You gonna go with the plan too. You gonna go with the plan too, because you'll be a fool not to. But when you get to a point where you like, okay, I'm ready to do X, Y, and Z, and you still trying to do this with me, you might have butt heads right there. So now you seen the split. Now when it's time for Tank to speak, Tank speak. He don't have nobody else speaking for him. When it's time to hear what Tank want, it's gonna be Tank speaking, not nobody else speaking for him. So all I'm saying is, this is just me. If you're gonna be real, you critique him on the moves that he's made since splitting from Floyd Mayweather, more so than the ones when he was with him. When that wasn't his plan. He was following somebody else's script and plan. Every other time somebody tried to get a word out of Tank, you had his Floyd speaking for him. And that's no slight to Floyd. That's what it was. That's what we seen going on. We know that's what was going on. So I don't know how you could look at him and say, well, you're supposed to take control over your career and you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z. You're not in a position to just yet. Young grasshopper, he got to learn the game. He got to sit there and learn the game. And I think he learned the game to a point where he can sustain fully without the cosign, without the support of anything that is Floyd Mayweather. And maybe that's a problem for Floyd, but it ain't for Tank Davis. So salute to him. I don't give a damn what you say. I've seen some of these boxing relationships with Floyd and these fighters, and I've seen them shits go south. And them dudes wasn't in nowhere near the position that Tank Davis is. So at least he waited till he was in position to fend for himself, to move for himself, to see things clearly and make more of the decisions for himself. And now you got one of the most focused fighters that you got in boxing that's still going to receive a lot of hate. Some of the criticism is understood because you want to see the fights. That's always going to be understood. But all this 30 years old, no significant fights. Talk to me then. Tell me what fights. Tell me how you had 30 fights and ain't none of them significant. Explain this shit to me through a number from 126 to 140. Tell me how none of them fights was significant. None of them fights made sense. Who the hell was he supposed to fight the entire time? Don't make no sense, man. Got to make this shit make sense. I'm here to build on this boxing and all this tearing it down. I'm going to keep fighting a good fight. It ain't about no one fighter. It's about boxing. Y'all are missing it. If you're saying in 30 fights through 4 different weight classes and multiple titles that this man ain't did nothing, you missing it and you hating it. You really don't like boxing. Straight like that. It ain't that deep, bro. That dude kicking ass and you don't like it. This is exactly why you keep asking for him to do more. Because if he ain't did nothing, you wouldn't be asking him to do even more. He done something. You just don't want to acknowledge it. So I'm just here to highlight what these dudes do and the level they do it at and appreciate it instead of complaining about it. We ain't trying to hear it, man. Bro, it's crazy how Pitbull Rolly Barrels went and became champions after they fought Tank. Shit, he the gift that keep on giving, bro. You get what I'm saying? He the gift that keep on giving. Shout out to my bro, Big Dog Willie, always putting that color in the chat. Much love to you, bro. He said Bill Haney on Twitter said he was in high school. He challenged Jean-Claude Van Damme to a roundhouse kick contest and beat him. Greatest stat ever. Big Dog, man. Shout out to my guy, man. I appreciate you always adding the humor as well as the constant continued support, bro. Appreciate you, fam. And you a fool for that one. Bill probably won't like my thumbnail. I'm just a little jokey joke, you know. Just a little
and we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Samuel, what it do, my guy? How you feeling? What's good with it, bro? You get older every day, box. I have to realize it's right, man. Ashley's corner, what it do, cuzzo? He said you got the volume on 3. Oh, you can't hear me? Am I low? Oh, volume on 3. Am I low? Am I chilling? I'm good. Rude exposure, my guy. Glad Floyd is gone. I don't want to say it that way. I'm glad Floyd provided him with a platform and that cosign that he needed to get the initial ball rolling. And Tank Davis being the athlete and the fighter he is, he took advantage of every situation that they put him in, made the most out of it by winning, getting his hand raised. Now I think he's to a point where he could respectfully split from that guy. No love lost, but I think he's just ready to be his own man and not be in the shadow of another guy. Because think about how difficult it is to be in the shadow of a Floyd Mayweather. Them is big shoes to fill. It's better you separate and you just do exactly what Tank does and go get what's in store for Tank Davis and not have to worry about people bringing up Floyd every time you get mentioned, right? It get to a point where you want to be recognized for what the work that you're putting in. And I think as long as you're under that wing, so to speak, under that shadow and banner, you was unable to do that. And you would have continued to get moved in a way that I think was somewhat counterproductive to your career to an extent, right? And respectfully, I feel like that's what he's seen. And he made moves. Like I said, let me point something out. Let me highlight something. At no other point did they negotiate with Lomachenko. I don't care about nobody saying Floyd tried to do this. Miss me with that BS. If Floyd really wanted to make a fight with somebody and y'all telling me he couldn't make the fight, anybody that's saying he tried to make the fight, tell me why it didn't happen then. Tell me what negotiations was they in. Tell me who pulled out of negotiations, what contract got sent, who turned what down. I don't give a damn. That was BS. And that's another reason why you split from somebody, because that was very foolish the way he handled that situation, because you had people feeling like you was willing to make the fight, but the fighter didn't want it. But that's bullshit, because if you listen to Bob Arum, he didn't say nothing about the fighter. He said his promoter. He said you got to go talk to his promoter. So again, if I'm not the guy facilitating my fights and he is, and he can't get a fight, it ain't on me, because I ain't never turned down no fight. Floyd said a lot of things, but he ain't never went on record and said, yo, Tank Davis turning down smoke. He ain't never said that. So again, where do people get this whole notion that this fight could have happened? So why didn't it? And don't sit here and tell me, oh, look, Tank ain't want to fight. Don't give me that nonsense. Because I don't know what we going off. We going off hearsay. We know for a fact that this fight was going to happen this year. And one guy said, nah, I'm cool. I ain't trying to fight right now. Ryan, my guy, was good with it. Shout out to Root. And McQueen, the professor, is in the building. The Vlad interview that didn't get released until years later was pretty telling. Come on, man. Talk to him. Talk to him, man. There's a lot in that. Boxing hacker. What's good with it, fam? Appreciate the 2-piece. Floyd tried to make the lone fight and Tank said no. You listen. That's BS. That's bullshit. So you telling me that he was able to make every other fight, but he couldn't make that fight? But you got Bob Arum saying the promoter himself talked to the promoter. The fight, there was never no contract in place. There was never no negotiations that took place. We're just going off of hearsay. The possibility of the fight being made. And again, no disrespect, because I don't do my content to disrespect nobody that's out there. I'm just a different man. I move different. But Floyd clearly handled this situation poorly. And he done it to make his fighter look a certain way. Bullshit. Show me when he made a top-ranked fight. When? When did he put Tank in there with a top-ranked fighter? When? Go ahead and let Floyd lie to y'all. I'm not no damn fool. Man, I'm not no fool. You would have put that contract on the table, it would have been signed just like the rest of them. He never came out and said Tank ain't want to fight. I tried to make it, but Tank ain't want it. It's bullshit. That's bullshit. You know goddamn well he was trying to move him a certain way. I'll go pull some of the audio clips up. Talking about how he a prize fighter and how Loma like 10, 11 years older than Tank. Tank fine, making more money and all this shit. Bullshit. Don't give me that. That fight wasn't made because he didn't want to make it. But you know who really did want the fight? And y'all complained about it. Tank Davis. He put himself in position. He wanted to fight Lomachenko coming off the best win of one of the best wins of his career. And everybody complained, talking about 5 to 7 years ago, knowing damn well that his promoter was not trying to make that fight. Said he's a prize fighter. He made all type of reasons why he don't even got to fight Lomachenko. He said Lomachenko, he got to hurry up and get as many fights as he can. Don't give me that. He was never trying to make that fight. I only need that one audio clip. I'll go pull that up. He was never trying to make that fight. But what he did do was throw the little bait out there and people took it. Yeah, man, I was trying to make the fight, but people really believe trying to make a fight with Lomachenko, but it's Tank Davis is why. When we got real proof now today that the reason this fight ain't happening this year and might not happen at all is not because of Tank Davis. And that right there bursts people's bubble. They hate to hear that. They hate to hear it. So there's not definitive proof out there that the reason this fight ain't happening is because of Tank. That pisses people off. So they're going to rewind the clock 5 to 7 years ago and talk about this hypothetical time when the fight could have happened, when you know goddamn well Floyd Mayweather wasn't trying to do none of that. You know he wasn't trying to do that. You want to try and put Tank in none of them type of fights. He wasn't trying to do it. Now, since he left, he done fought Ryan Garcia. You can knock it if you want to. Ryan Garcia deserved his ass being whooped for so many different reasons. He got away from him. He made that fight, and he was slated to make the Lomachenko fight. But it was the Ukrainian native that wanted nothing to do with the Baltimore native. Nothing to do with him. I ain't rewinding no damn clock. What about now? How the hell we still talking about hypotheticals back then when we got real proof why a fight didn't happen? It's because a guy talking about he might retire. Come on, man. I wish somebody would offer me an opportunity to go fight a guy like Tank Davis, and all I'm doing is talk about legacy this and legacy that. If it ain't money that motivates you, then it should be legacy, and you get both if you beat Tank Davis. Don't give me that shit. And he still got the right to retire. But let's be real. The reason this fight ain't happening is because of Lomachenko, and the Tank haters, they hate to hear it. I'm gonna call it how I see it. It ain't got nothing to do with Tank. Don't tell me about how he was moving 5, 7 years ago when he wasn't controlling his own career, and you clearly had somebody not even willing to let the man speak. Every time it's time for Tank to speak, he's speaking for him. Now we don't see that. Now we start seeing him move closer to the fights. I'm going to keep saying it because that's exactly what's going on. I can't I can't jump all down his throat for all them years ago. I know what I was watching with Floyd. I know what I was watching. Floyd was worried about the bag, and he was making sure that he protected the bag and continued to make money. He challenged them along the way, but he made sure money was the driving force, because as long as that guy was successful, he got paid. And that's probably the reason that they ended up falling out. Because if you can't benefit off him if he's no longer with you. You get what I'm saying? That dude is a cash cow, and people know that, man.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Talib, what's good with it? Aisha, peace to the queen. How you feeling? The real infinite, what's good with it, bro? Associate degree culinary art. Shout out to Bozy. I'm just calling it down the line, man. I get it. We want so bad to be mad at the fighters when we know today's fighters, unfortunately, just don't run things. The networks, the people with the money, they're the guys that be making them calls. Them be the reason why fights don't be happening. We see it all the time. It be the powers that be screwing on fights. We study on Tank Davis when you got the whole promoter talking for him. The whole promoter. Tate told you Loma was like 10 or more years older than Tank. Look how he exaggerated. Tank is what, 29, Loma 36? That ain't 10, 11 years or whatever wild shit he said. He was just saying anything, bro. Saying anything. He was not trying to make that fight. And I don't think he was scared for him. I just don't think he cared to make it. I think he wanted to make fights that ensured that they sold and he made money, because as long as Tank is successful, he was successful and he was able to eat. And that man separating probably is one of the worst things that could have happened. You got somebody like that, a cash cow, and he ain't trying to rock with you. I'm telling you, man, I think they two alpha males butted heads and they went their separate ways. And now you're going to get to see what I believe is the best version of Tank. Now let's see what fights it lead to. But I know what I'm saying, and I feel like I've been calling it for the longest. And it's so unfortunate that as soon as we got a chance to see it and it be proven, Lomachenko pulled the plug, man. Pulled the plug. And now we get stuck with boxing fans with no context and only surface level information. Surface level, Tank Davis fighting Lamont Roach. No context. No, Lomachenko pulled out. No, they not. No, they was in negotiations and he decided to not fight and talk about retirement. None of that is in context. It's just Tank Davis fighting Lamont Roach. Everybody bitching. No context. I can't believe he's giving us this. Nah, he got to do better. Oh my God. I can't believe. Man, miss me with that. Miss me with that, man. Dudes out here trying to get people to fights, but we don't see it. So we rather criticize, be overly critical instead of appreciate the fact that he damn sure tried to give you a fight. They don't know which way they want it. They don't know if they want the fights, or then when he tried to give you the fights, oh, well, he aged Loma out. He aged Loma out. It was Floyd Mayweather talking about how old Loma was. It was Floyd Mayweather talking about how old he was, not Tank. Aged him out. Aged somebody out that's coming off a spectacular performance. We ignoring Lomachenko's performance in the ring. And you know what? By y'all logic, Terrence Crawford looked older than Loma in his last fight, right? He struggled with a guy, right, with only 11 fights. It was Lomachenko that got a knockout that knockout guys love and won every single round. How was he old? How do we get to call that guy old, but the guy that people claim didn't beat Madrimov is not old? He's not old, but Loma's old. Come on, man. Dudes around the same age, man. Dudes around the same age, bro. I'm telling you, so many stories. Don't mess with Texas. What's going on with it? I think what it comes down to, Cuzzo, just being a control freak. Just being a control freak. You know what I mean? Just being a control freak. Nah, they ain't start beefing publicly. Nah, I followed that story. Killer B, I followed that story. Yeah, he ain't never said no. He ain't never said no to no damn Lomachenko. That shit was never being made. I'll pull that shit up where Bob Arum clearly said you got to talk to his promoter. He ain't say Tank Davis don't want to fight. Lala D, what's going on, Queen? How you feeling? K Causey, what it do? We ain't gonna keep putting these lies on that man, yo. And this is why I end up here with these conversations, because they just won't get a man his just due. Well, you know who's gonna give it to him? This guy. I don't care how many people I piss off. It is what it is. We got to stop complaining about shit that never was. And if you're gonna complain, then complain about the fact that this fight on paper would have been one of the best fights that we could have got all year. And it wasn't the guy that y'all hating on the reason why it didn't happen. That's the part that's eating people up. So y'all best bet is to try to rewind the clock 5 years and talk about the hypothetical. Well, you know why I know that Loma and Tank shit was only speculation back then? Because they never negotiated. Nobody sent no offers, no nothing. No nothing. It's funny. It's funny how people feel like when it came to Loma, that fight was supposed to be made, but then when it was Shakur, Top Rank was the issue. Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it Tank not wanting to fight, or is it Top Rank being the issue and not wanting to go across the street? People don't know which excuse they want to use, depending on what day it is. Not gonna give me that shit, man. Loma had an opportunity to shut everybody up. He had an opportunity to make money, to gain some legacy, to be the undefeated, one of the undeniable faces of the sport. And he said, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna go fishing, y'all. Let me get I'm gonna go get my fishing gear." You know what I'm saying? Like, man, miss me with that. Dean, what's good with it, bro? How you feeling? Opulent LDTV, blessings, family. How you feeling, bro? Melanin Queen, shout out to the Queen. How you feeling, Lisa? Peace to the Queen, Lisa. Good to see you as always. Definitely didn't want them problems, and he would have knocked Loma out. That's what it was, KK. He ain't want it. PLG was good with it, fam. Y'all smash that like button. Tank's timeline starts way before Lomachenko. I just know for me, man, and look, I can't tell y'all how to see it. Blunt Sports was good with it. Ty was good with it, my guy. Shout out to everybody in the bit. I can't tell nobody how to see it, but I know what I seen. I know what I heard. I know I heard somebody speaking for a man, wouldn't even let him get a word out. Used to take some of his shine. He'd let him live. He'd let him shine, but he was taking some of his shine. He was moving him a certain way because he was protecting his interests. And it got to a point where it was making the fighter look a certain way. Now he split up. Now people whine. Now he moving closer to the fights that people said would never happen. And I don't give a damn how you try to knock Ryan Garcia. After what I've seen against him and Devin Haney, he's every bit deserving of the fight as Devin Haney would be. The way he competed against Devin, so that fight happened. And when did that fight happen? When who split up from who? When who wasn't in the picture? What fight happened? What fight was being negotiated when who wasn't in the picture? Not no hypotheticals, not no bullshit, not no, I'm gonna make the Lomachenko fight. Trying to make it look like he's scared of somebody, knowing he would have punched his ass out the ring back then too. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I don't give a damn. He'd have fought Tank at any given point. He would have got punched out the ring. Straight like that. I'm standing on that. I don't give a damn. He didn't want them. Probably had an opportunity to put all of this to bed. And he said, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm definitely cool." All right, Lamont Roach. Salute to you for saying yeah to the fight. Salute to you. Damn Ukrainian said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm definitely good. I'm definitely good." Who the hell coming off a knockout win, a dominating performance, won every round, stopped the guy that never been stopped to the body, won a title, then you get a chance for unification, some money, some legacy, and all that. And you talking about, "Nah, I'm good," but y'all not mad at that dude. And the only reason I'm not mad at him, because he entitled to do whatever he wants to do. If he don't want to fight no more, that's on him. But at the same token, let's put it in perspective. If you want to be mad, I think you're mad at the wrong one today. You're looking at the wrong guy. He was trying to make the fight. He tried to fight old Lomachenko. No, he fought a Lomachenko that was looking as best as he ever looked at 135. That was one of the best performances he's ever had at 135, at that weight class ever, period. But instead of looking at it like that, that's the guy who Tank wanted to fight. The guy that looked like that looked phenomenal in the ring. Why we ain't paying attention? Now he want to fight the 36-year-old. Oh, yeah, the 36-year-old that just whooped somebody's ass, that just beat Kambosos from pillar to post, punched them all in his body, dropped him, broke him down, broke his will, took the fight out of him. You talking about that Lomachenko? You damn right. That's the one he was trying to fight. That guy looked pretty damn dangerous to me. He looked pretty damn dangerous to me. He didn't want to fight the guy that just struggled and had a back and forth with Devin Haney. Some arguably say he won. Some say he lost. He didn't fight that guy. He fought the guy coming off one of his best wins of his entire career, especially at any win. You could stack that win against Kambosos up against any win in Lomachenko's career, and it'll stand the test to being a great performance. That's one of the best performances he had. Never forget that. Won a title and all that. The man turning down millions, unifications, which is legacy, all that. Come on, man. We not mad at him, though. We like, nah, yeah. Yeah, because we all know you was going to fight him 5 years ago. Says nobody at all. Bob Arum snapped on people for talking about making Lomachenko and Tank. He done snapped on people for that shit. So I ain't trying to hear it. I just think we got to get back to the point where you actually could appreciate what you're saying and stop complaining. People don't know what a significant fight look like, or else you would have seen Jose Pedraza. You would have seen Leo Santa Cruz. What does that do? 3-4 division champion? I don't understand. You ain't going to tell me because Mario Barrios had a rehydration clause, the fight didn't matter? Come on, man. You want to tell me because Ryan Garcia had a rehydration clause because he undisciplined, want to be goofy, that fight didn't matter? We don't know what a significant fight is. You don't know what one is. You telling me how many fighters are you looking forward to him to fight? It's probably 3 names, realistically. 3. So you telling me outside of them 3 names, everybody else is a nobody? That shit don't even make sense, man. Man, these dudes, man. I'm looking forward to what's going on right now. I don't care about 5-7 years ago. I don't care about no fake, I'm a sick Lomachenko on you. That shit was terrible, man. And that's exactly why you ain't got him now. And that's no slight to him, but that's exactly why that buddy ain't rocking with your ass now. You was making him look a certain way, putting little tidbits and shit out there, trying to make your fighter look less than. You halfway dimming his light. All the work he doing, you dimming his light, moving a certain way, speaking a certain way, trying to make people look at him like he don't want the fights. Then you fast forward to today when it's time for the fight to get made. Guess who don't want it? Guess who? Take a wild guess as to who don't really want the fight. And then y'all make excuses talking about how old he is. Well, get your old ass out of boxing then. And vacate that title while you at it. Because we got people at 135 that want them belts. So Lomachenko, Egas, Clemens, all y'all, whole team Lomachenko. Since y'all ain't in the mood, and you got every right to not be in the mood, but since y'all ain't interested in money, since you ain't interested in legacy, yeah, come up off that belt. Because it's a bad boy at 135 that won all them titles. It's a couple of them that won all them titles, and they can't do that if you gatekeep. The last thing I want to see is Lomachenko hold on to that belt and go fight a lesser guy for a title defense. You don't want to fight that you entitled to not fight. Cool. Vacate the title, exit stage left, and we respect you and everything you did for the sport. But I don't want to hear no more of this Tank ducking Lomachenko shit. I don't want to hear no more. You know, they was trying to make the fight 5 years ago, but Tank said no. How in the hell the guy that don't pick the fight say no, stopping the fight from happening when we know he ain't picking the fights? And he told us that. Come on, man. Fight ain't happen because his goddamn promoter is full of shit, and he never was trying to make that fight with them two. He was never. That's why it had to take for that fighter to split away from that guy to give us a fight like that. And then you wonder why you wasn't getting it. I'm starting to see why we wasn't getting it. Dude was protecting the bag and his financial interests. As long as I can put him in a fight that sells, who cares about his legacy? That's selfish as hell. Because meanwhile, your fighter, he making the money, he winning, he kicking ass, yeah, he happy, but it's a piece missing because he a competitor. And without him fighting the other contemporaries, the other top guys, he can't solidify himself the way he want to. So again, when he separated from that guy, I believe that mission started to do exactly that. So I'm sitting back, I'm going to watch, and I'm going to observe, and I'm going to see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I was loud and wrong, y'all. But if I'm right, I'm going to be super loud. I'm going to be super loud. You're not going to tell me somebody that's that dangerous, that focused, that committed is running around second guessing itself. You're not going to tell me somebody that relishes the spotlight is scared to get in there with a top level guy. You're not going to convince me that, especially when I see the direction that things are going in. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy this, man. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy this show. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy this. Y'all smash that like button, man, for your bro, man. Nerd, what's good with it? Dre Smith, what's good, family? He said he waited till after the ghost got knocked out and then took off. Hey, speaker. Tank will be fine. He ain't got to fight. No, he got to fight him. He got to fight him. But just because he didn't fight, with the exception, I'm saying maybe the names I hear the most, Shakur, Haney, Teofimo, two of those dudes at 140, people don't put nothing in its proper context. I heard somebody say Tank Davis allowed Devin Haney to outgrow 135. Like, you can't make this shit up. The man get blamed for other people's bodies growing. If that's not hate or some confused individual, I don't know what to say. It is. I don't know what to call it. That man I've heard somebody out their mouth say Tank Davis he should be ashamed of himself for letting Devin Haney outgrow 135. You cannot make this stuff up. So again, I'm going to keep putting it in context. I'm going to keep putting it in its proper perspective, because most people that want to push narratives of hate, they're not going to do neither of the two. They're not going to do neither of the two. So Tank got to fight all these guys. But just like he said in this clip, y'all, just like he said in this clip, everybody got to fight somebody, man. Let me roll a clip that I see circulating that people been reposting. Hold on, let me get to it, man. Y'all punch out the like button like Tank gonna punch out Lamont Roach. Oops, my bad. I ain't mean to make no picks. I ain't make no picks, y'all. I ain't make no picks,
You don't
bro.
see no other top guys fighting top guys. The only person that fought somebody is Teofimo. Just name the other top guys that's fighting top guys. Y'all keep saying Gervonta. It's only because of the numbers I'm doing, and I'm not fighting the people that y'all want me to fight. That's why y'all keep screaming out my name. But don't just only put everything on me saying I'm not fighting top guys.
Is he lying? Is he lying? Cal Cooley, what's good, family? How you feeling, bro? Is he lying though? They all got to do it, is all I'm saying. Nobody gonna twist my words. You will never hear me say Tank ain't gotta fight nobody and he ain't gotta fight top guys. You will never hear me say that. But what we not gonna do is, because he haven't fought the exception of maybe 3-4 names at most, we're not gonna disregard 30 other fights that he had and say all those 30 guys are nobodies. That's nonsense. Fate was good with it, bro. Yeah, he gave props to Tio, but is he wrong? You can't just say him. I get it. He got the responsibility. He the cash cow. He one of the faces of boxing. Heavy as the head to wear the crown. Hell yeah, he got the responsibility. Yeah. So people are right when they hold him to the standard, want him to fight the top guys, but they also got to hold every other top fighter to the same standard. And you tell me if he's wrong. Did any of them fight anybody on his level? Absolutely not. So they all in the same place. The only difference is he's a few more, couple, maybe 2 to 3 years older than dudes at most. 2, 3, maybe 4 years older than dudes. And not anybody in his class. Devin Haney, 25, 29. What he got, about 4 years on him? Shakur, 27. He got like 2 years on him. Come on, all these dudes need to fight top guys. My conversation is fair and balanced. They all got to do it. Not just one dude. I don't want to keep crying, hearing people cry after every fight. Fight a top guy, fight a top guy. When that top guy said no, man. The top guy said no. How you going to keep telling a dude to do something that he just tried to do, and then you're going to ignore it? How you going to ask for somebody to do something, they go to try to do it, something out of their control happens, and they can't give you the fight, and you still telling them what he not doing? That's why fans get ignored, bro, because you don't know when to stop complaining. That man just tried to give you exactly what you wanted. Oh, y'all said fight. Y'all said fight Lomachenko. Cool. I'm going to fight him when he looked his best at 35. He ain't had a win like that in years. Don't give me that shit. Momentum matters. He was looking great. He looked like he had a phenomenal camp. Phenomenal. Don't give me that. He was looking to fight that guy that was looking dangerous. You hear me? Shout out to B Pitts, man. Rolly was undefeated with power. I think they mandated that fight, though. I think that they mandated that, didn't they, Rolly? And I think that was looked at as one. I think that was the last fight on his contract, too, Rue. I think that was the last fight on his contract with them. So you would see why they would do that. You get what I'm saying on the way out. I think that was the last fight under contract was Rolly, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was. I think it was from there. I think he split and started doing him. But again, man, I just want to be clear with what I'm saying. Everybody, all top fighters, Tank Davis included, Gervonta Davis included. Matter of fact, he's number one because he's leading the pack. He's everybody's biggest fight. So hell yes, he has the responsibility to deliver the big fights. But again, if you want to have the conversation, make this shit make sense. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, y'all. Make it make sense. Y'all know damn well y'all was following the sport of boxing. Y'all know what Floyd was doing. Y'all know he was blatantly ignoring the fans and doing what he wanted to do. Y'all know that. So the minute the man took it, y'all said he's supposed to take his career and his control. Well, he waited till he learned the game, in my opinion. I think he learned some game, and I think he said, hey, look, I got it from here, OG. I got it from here. That's my opinion. I can't back that up as a fact. I don't want to make none of y'all think that I'm saying that's a fact. That's just my opinion. I think he got to a point in his career where he said, yo, I got it from here. I got it from here. And I don't think OG was trying to hear it. And that's what, that created a rift. But you see how he moving. And I think Now you start hearing about lists. Now you start hearing about people being on lists. And I get it. You people in a rush, they want to see him executing and scratching them names off the list. I get it. But I think he was in an attempt to do that. I can't stress that enough. He legit was trying to do that. And I think that's still going to be the mission after he fight Lamont Roach. I think the mission is the same, to still keep moving towards those dudes. If he doesn't do that, then I will call it out 100%. But I just don't have no reason to believe that he ain't trying to fight the best fighters in the world, because he's not going to be able to fully solidify himself the way he needs to without those names. And he knows that because he's a competitor. A man done did this shit since he was, what, 6 years old? Man, don't tell me he's scared of some shit. Don't tell me he's scared of a certain style. Don't tell me he's scared of somebody with power. I don't want to hear none of that. Don't tell me he's scared of somebody because they weigh a lot. I ain't trying to hear that. The dude been fighting bigger guys his whole entire life. His whole life been a challenge, man. He been behind the odds his whole life. You know what I mean? Now he up and he winning. Now he about to do it his way. What's good with it? Honorable mentions. De Los Santos. Look. I'm not against it if De Los Santos really could do something. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, he was mandated. Facts, absolutely. Hector Garcia did great, and Meek Millie was acting silly. Blazers pit. Yeah, man. I'm just saying, let's stop hating the fighters. Let's salute them when they actually do something that we ask them to do. Let's salute them. I ain't saying give him a pat on the back for doing what he's supposed to be doing, but if we gonna bitch, moan, and complain about when he ain't moving right, when he is, I'm not trying to hear that he not. I'm not gonna let y'all move the goalpost to five years ago. When he moving right now, I don't give a damn about 5 years ago when he wasn't in position. He in position now. He moving right now. That's what I see. I'm a fair dude. I'm realistic. I'm logical, and I don't protect no damn fighter. I ain't making no arguments for no fighter to protect them. But this shit is, I done heard it for the last time. 30 years old and he ain't never did this or that, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. The man beating ass, bro. And he's on his way to beating some more ass. He just got to keep moving the way he's moving. Keep moving in the direction of the smoke tank. Keep moving towards the Lomachenkos of the world, the Shakur Stevensons as well. Everybody get it. All them top guys. I want to see every last one of them fights. Every last one. You get what I'm saying? Learned the opulent. Learned some game. Seen some stuff. He was like, look, I got it, OG. You know what I mean? I got it, OG. I got it. I mean, last year, all the haters were saying, B2, man. Man, look, man, I know y'all might be having issues with people, but over here, we build people up, man. I get it. People got their issues with other content creators, but not over here. This is not the platform to air other content creators out. We don't do that here. We just build, yo. So just don't type names unless you building somebody up. You want to shout a channel out, feel free to do it. But just, I ain't with all the, the weird stuff. Step Brown, what's good with it, family? How you feeling? Rude Exposure, my guy. He said Edwin De Los Santos, he was hurt at the time. I was trying to be on time. Ended up being an hour late time. Shout out to my guy, man. Appreciate you. Beth, what's good with it, fam? So, look, man, he wanted to retire. He was affected big time mentally and it proceeded to be Scambosis worse than any. Yo, bro, whooped his ass, bro. He looked pretty motivated for that work. You get what I'm saying? So I want to tread that line carefully because I'm in no position to tell a man when he's had enough. Only Loma can decide that, right? But again, it's just all about perspective. How are we mad at the active guy that all right, he couldn't get what he tried to give you, so he trying to stay active, and people still mad at that. You can't satisfy everybody. The move that he was attempting to make legit would have satisfied every single soul in this chat. If you're a real boxing fan, you would not have a problem with Tank fighting Lomachenko just because he's 36 years old, especially coming off that kind of win. If you're a real boxing fan, you looking at the performances and you letting that determine whether or not a guy looks old or look like he had enough. Not because he's 36. Come on, man. Floyd was what, 36 when he fought Canelo? Wasn't nobody calling him old? And I get it. I ain't saying nobody is Floyd. But he was 36. Nobody calling him old. Oh, he fought an old ass Floyd. Nah, and nobody calling him because he was kicking ass. Loma's still kicking ass, so we shouldn't be calling him old unless he look old in the ring. So can somebody please, if you're a person that think Lomachenko is so old because he's 36, can you also point to the performance that I should go back and look at that would highlight and indicate to me that he's old? I haven't seen it in the ring, so I'm not trying to hear it. We giving him an excuse. We giving him an excuse. We legit taking him off the hook that he's on right now. Got real smoke on his line, and he don't want none of it. He ain't got an appetite for smoke, man. Told y'all, man, y'all be letting these promoter games fool y'all. When it's time to put pen to paper, you see who wasn't willing to do it. I am no way, shape, or form going to blame the guy that was. Not blaming the guy that was willing to sign the damn contract versus the guy that was like, nah, I'm chilling. I ain't never hear no world-class fighter sit up here and tell fans that he's not in the mood. I ain't never seen no shit like that. That was disgusting work. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, you entitled to feel how you want and not want to box, not be motivated, think about hanging it up. All of that stuff is you entitled to do that. But that's the weakest shit in the world, man. That you tell. That's like not in the mood. Like y'all could have found anything else to say. Anything. Man, I'd have rather, man, you could have said, man, my pet's sick, bro. My fish sick. But saying you ain't in the mood? You not in the mood after that performance? It's a tough sell, man. You ain't never see Tank Davis do that. Point to me in a career, them 30 fights he had where it was a contract on the table and somebody say, yo, he walked away from smoke and then took a lesser guy. When? When did it happen? It never happened. Come on, man. This dude, man, this is unreal, bro. Hell yeah, man. He skipped out on us, man. Left us with the mess. We out here sorting out Loma mess. This Lomachenko mess. And I don't protect no fighters, so don't give me that. I ain't caping, capping, none of that weird shit. It's okay to hold Tank Davis accountable, but you got to do it when his shit makes sense. That man ain't did shit wrong in this situation, but try to give us all the fight that people said they wanted. Lomachenko, cool. He did it when he was more in control to do it. He did it when he was coming off his best fight. You get me? Come on, man. He doing this shit. He doing it when the dude looking like world-class, top level. They was calling him the Matrix in his last fight. It been a minute since you heard him calling Lomachenko the Matrix like that. He was damn sure looking like it against Kambosos. That's the guy that he was trying to fight. Unification. You get what I'm saying? A top world level fighter. You was getting all that. And he was crossing the street. Or were able to cross the street, but he was crossing the street to make a fight. You get me? So, nah, I don't get it, man. Shout out to Lomachenko, but your team bogus as hell for saying you're not in the mood. They should have just said, you know what? You know, he ain't motivated to fight right now. Y'all could have stopped right there. Not in the mood is bogus. Because I'm going to tell you, when I hear not in the mood, you know what I hear? I hear that I probably won't fight him, but I might end up fighting somebody else if I get in the mood. You know what I'm saying? We going hard on him, but we got a guy in Loma that's now on the record. If he never fights Tank Davis, he's on the record for saying no to Shakur and Tank Davis. But we still mad at Tank for the fight not happening when he couldn't control it. Don't make sense. I'm very logical. Just hear me out. Listen to what I'm saying. Wasn't controlling shit back then. You understand, you hear more of him, you see more of him, you see the personality, you understand that he here now, he's arrived. And now he try to give you a fight, and then look. Shit is crazy to me, man. Man, we got to stop that whining. Boxing is toxic as hell, man, because we don't know how to enjoy it, bro. I'm telling you, we don't know how to enjoy it. That man literally fighting to stay active at this point. And that's no slight to Lamont Roach, but it's just a matter of that at this point. Salvaging a date, staying active. Then you got people out here talking about he don't fight enough. They tied up PBC guys. They only fight once a year, twice a year. Then he trying to give you another fight, try to give you one of the best fights possible, and then you still missing it. Just because 5 years ago, when Floyd was like, yeah, I don't give a damn what Floyd said. I don't care. I know they wasn't trying to make that fight. You can't tell me a guy with that kind of pull can't get a fight done. He could do everything else, but he can't make that fight. Come on, man. Dudes wasn't trying to make that damn fight, man. He wasn't trying to make it. I was saying several years ago that he couldn't fight due to ESPN exclusive. Yeah, exactly. Remember, he was saying we was playing a clip. So he was saying all types of stuff. Fight Tank Davis for what? For money and all this weird ass shit. He said he had to fight pay-per-view only, but he didn't never pay-per-view. Like he was saying all this silly, stupid stuff, man. Basically, he was sounding like he didn't want to fight, and he was sounding like he was conveniently utilizing the politics of it to not have to fight him. Come on, man. And then to a certain degree, he was right because dudes wasn't trying to make that fight. But he wasn't pushing for that. Man, miss me with that. He wasn't dying to fight him. Man, so you telling me if I wanted to fight you 5 years ago and I ain't never get to put hands on you, and you at the top of your game and I'm still arguably at the top of mine, why don't I still want to put hands on you now? I wanted to fight you so bad all these years ago. This is what people tell me. Loma wanted to fight all these years ago. It was Tank. If I wanted to fight you 5 years ago and I didn't get to put hands on you and you still kicking ass, I'm going to still want to put hands on you. It don't just go away. Sound like bullshit. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Lomachenko, these fighters ain't stupid. Lomachenko also used the fact that he knew the promoter wasn't even trying to make no fight as well on either side. So it's cool to say what you want when it ain't in position to be made. But miss me with all that what you want, and then with what you want get presented to you, you find any reason to say, nah, I don't want that. Not in the mood is bogus. Bogus. You was in the mood to beat up Kambosos, so I guess you wasn't in the mood to fight Shakur either. Wasn't in the mood there either. This the guy that we keep making excuses for. The guy that when it's time to fight Shakur, you ain't want him. Y'all, they on the same, you ain't want Tank. Come on, man. Dude sounded to me like he's picking and choosing. So you didn't want Corey, you didn't want Tank, but you wanted Kambosos. And that's the guy that we arguing that somebody ducked him. BS, man. BS. That dude didn't want no fight. He didn't want that fight, bro. He didn't want it. He didn't want that shit. 35. Got to be Corey Ryan. Oh, he said so. Another fight maybe with Ryer before they can line it up. You said what press conference? What's press conference? Oh, you talking about for Tank and you talking about Tank and Roach, Ty? Tank and Roach. I think he said it was. I think Tank spoke on it. Did he say next week? Somebody asked him that. If you talking about Tank, you think Tank gonna do him like he did Frank at the press conference? I think Jay Howard was good, family. I don't think it's gonna be obviously exactly how he did Frank. But I think what you're going to see with Tank Davis, I think you're just going to see more of his personality. I think that's what we want to see anyway. You want to see more of his personality. You like the show before the show, right? I think what I like about him is he understanding it, he embracing the moment, and he's showing you that it's his show, and he do just enough to keep people engaged, but not enough to mess up the bag, right? So it's fun watching him antagonize the opponents a little bit, talk shit. But it's fun seeing his opponents stand their ground too. You know what I'm saying? So I like the way Frank handled most of the press conference moments. Obviously, outside of the situation where he flinched because that looked bad. But I think he handled it well. I think Lamont Roach gonna handle it well too. You know what I'm saying? I think Lamont Roach gonna handle it well. But for me, it's fun seeing Tank personality because that's something that you don't get to see enough of. And like I said, when he was in a different situation, that limelight was being shared with one of the biggest names in boxing, respectfully. So now that he doesn't have to essentially share his stage with a name like that, he can just be him and do him and you get what I'm saying, embrace his moment. And that's what we're seeing. So I'm appreciating it. All I'm saying, I ain't telling nobody how to feel, but for me, I just came here to speak on the 30 fights or 30 years old with no significant fights. I think that's bullshit. That's a small ass guy fighting these big ass dudes. He's had significant fights. People just choose to ignore it because he might be missing the name that you want to see him fight, just like what he said. But like what he also said is, and you can tell that he was just not on no hating shit because he acknowledged Teofimo being the guy that's fighting some names. He acknowledged Teofimo fought a couple of them names. But outside of that, these dudes ain't fighting nobody else either. He's very honest. Listen to what he said. He said, all right, y'all keep hollering my name because I ain't fighting the guys that y'all want me to fight, right? But these other guys ain't either. He's not saying he's exempt from it, but he's like, don't just holler my name alone. Like, again, all he's saying is keep the same energy. Then people always saying that, keep the same energy. We just keeping the same energy for everybody. That's how we get the best fights. Gervonta Davis is only one fighter. Remember, it's called the best fighting the best. He can't fight himself, so he got to fight other guys that are looked at as the best, and the same thing goes for those other guys that say they're the best, that people look at as the best. You got to fight the Gervonta Davises of the world and anybody that's elite or anywhere around that level around. Everybody gets held to the same standard over here. No fanboy shit, no none of that. They all get held to the same standard. But I see people sometimes that call people fanboys because we won't shit on the fighters like you willing to. Oh, well, I'm going to be a fanboy forever because I'm not sitting up here shitting on boxing. That's just not how I do it. So when you tell me a man that started his career from 126 and fought as high as 140 at 5'5", 30 fights in, fought a number of different guys, and you telling me he ain't had a significant fight, you going to tell me Pedraza wasn't significant? I mean, there's so many fights I could name just as building blocks that have significance to him. But because it's not the guy that you want to see most, is like, nah, he ain't fighting nobody. He ain't fighting nobody. I don't want to hear it, man. I don't want to hear it. Shout out to Lamont Roach for saving the show. It's an opportunity to change his life. I mean, I think whatever version of Lamont Roach is stepping into the ring December 14th, he going to get the best version of that guy. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? I believe that. So just got to wait, let the fight happen, and then we can see where he goes from here. Obviously, if he goes and not fight somebody that's, you know, in the weight class or looked at as a top guy there, then there's a conversation to have. Then we can hold Tank Davis accountable. But this go round specifically, I just don't think he's at fault at doing something wrong per se. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Salvage the date, staying active, getting an extra fight in before the year is out. Then you could start next year. You could roll into next year strong with a fight under your belt to close out the previous year. That's simple and plain, bro. Got to stay active. And that man's smart enough. He know what he doing. Stay active. Keep kicking ass, bro. Keep kicking ass. Don't take another layoff for the rest of your career if you can. And I think we're going to see the best version of Tank Davis each time out. I'm not saying, you know, you even got to excuse this fight, but you just got to understand it if you're a real boxing fan, unless you like being mad. If you want to be mad, then just ignore all context and just treat it like, yo, he picked Lamont Roach. This was always the plan. But you would just be fooling yourself. You know what I mean? Just being real is looking at the situation and seeing if exactly what it is. Seeing the pieces on the chessboard, seeing what situations is out of his control, who's available, all that type of shit. And then you see what you got and you just go with it, man. We got Lamont Roach. I salute him. I don't think that dude no trash fighter. I think he coming to try to win. Now, I could be wrong, but he lay down, then we got a different conversation. But I don't think he's going to do that. You get what I'm saying? So you got to fight. You got to stay active. At least he's fighting a guy that's proven the ability to be able to call himself a world champion. That's a very small percentage of fighters that even make it to that point. And he got a title defense. He coming off a good win and stoppage win. Got some confidence. They got some history. Got some little, you know what I mean? Been in the ring with each other some times before. You get me? Just got to appreciate it. That's all I'm saying. Just let it be what it is because you understand that the better guy said, nah. And then the other guy that you was looking forward to said, my hand, you know what I mean? His hand literally hurt. Now he getting back in the mix. He's still over there. Like all this shit is still going to happen, I believe. I think we still going to get everything we looking for. It's just a matter of sitting back and letting it happen and not stressing yourself out while we get there. Ain't no need to stress yourself out, man. If you think Lamont Roach is trash or something like that, then maybe you stressing about this fight. Maybe you tripping. But if you watched him, if you seen his growth, you seen his losses, you seen him his loss, and you seen him bounce back, then you understand that he a worthy guy. You get what I'm saying? He's a worthy guy, bro. It just is what it is. It's not ideal, right? It ain't ideal. But sometimes, man, sometimes an audible got to be called, and I believe they called an audible, and it saved the show. Simple and plain. Lonnie Lee, shout out to my brother, man. Just some color, bro. Always supporting the grind, man. Much love to my brother.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Man, that's love right there, man. Lonnie Lee, man. Shout out to my bro, man, in the Cash App for the 25-piece, man. Keep cooking, bro. Showing up double time, man. Appreciate all the constant support, Lonnie. Much love.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to my brother Lonnie. Has in a great way. Smart. Stokes. Shout out to you, 617. Shout out to you. Have I already covered this, but why don't you suppose we didn't get the Tank vs. Shakur? Shout out to Randall 700. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate everybody pulling up. Y'all smash the like button, sub to the channel. Don, what it do, family? How you feeling? For me, honestly, from what I gathered, right? I just think initial plans was Lomachenko, right? I think that was a fight that people talked about for years, obviously, right? It would have provided us with a unification, him crossing the street, him fighting a world-class guy, one of the absolute top guys in the division. I think while they were focusing on that, and I think why Shakur probably wasn't the number one necessary focus, was that he had his situation on with free agency, and I think it was a bit of seeing what he gonna do, because where he goes and where he ends up at is gonna make, it's going to impact whether or not they reach out to him now or not. And just being fair to the situation, trying to respect where everybody coming from. If Tank Davis is a guy that's been steadfast about not dealing with the zone or Eddie Hearn for whatever reason, that's something I would love to know, get to the bottom of. But for right now, that's what we know is the case. He don't rock with that guy. Even Eddie knows that, right? Don't mean that can't be fixed at some point in time, but for right now, that's what it is. That's what Shakur is at. So you look at that, as there's a conflict there. So that's not necessarily going to be your first order of business. It doesn't make the most sense because he over there in bed with somebody that you really don't rock with. On top of that, there still was communication there. But then with him getting hurt, just think about it. Whether he wanted it to be him next, it wouldn't be him because he hurt. But if you just understand that he don't like the guy that he's doing business with, then you like, all right, I got Lomachenko. See, Lomachenko say no. He already signed up. That takes him off the table. Baranchik's not offered. You get me? So it's like one by one, the pieces, the dominoes just start falling, and it's out of your control. So people might not be able to agree with it, but you got to be able to respect it because that's just what it is. It's what he's being honest about. Now, this is something I also seen. I did hear about them possibly revisiting the Lomachenko fight for the first quarter of next year. And if you look at Core, in a perfect world, had he got this fight out the way with Cordina, and it's the payday in February, that's like the first quarter next year. Leaves Tank a fight in Loma first quarter next year. In a perfect world, they fight them guys. Now he done with the 2-fight deal. They're free to try to make a fight happen. I just think people are getting impatient because we've been screwed over in the past in terms of fights being over marinated. So I just think people grew impatient and they just really wanted it to be Shakur right now. But for me, I never thought Shakur would be like a plan B, right? Because it initially was Loma. I didn't think we would get Shakur after Loma said no anyway. I never thought that fight would come about under them circumstances. Like for me, I feel like when that fight does happen, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be Shakur fighting Tank and Tank fighting Shakur. It ain't going to be no plan Bs. It's going to be, that's what the fight is, right? It ain't going to be, oh shit, I couldn't get Loma. All right, well, I'm going to get Shakur. That shit sound, it's in a perfect world. Yeah, we would want it to be like that, but it just didn't work out that way. Because in my mind, I think by the time Loma was like, nah, or I ain't fighting right now, or for the rest of the year, or whatever, now you got Shakur already signed up. And then shortly after that, he gets injured anyway, so he's off the table. Something that's out of his control. So what do? He go and salvage. He ain't gonna fight De Los Santos coming off an injury, that inactivity and the loss and the worst performance of his career. El Rayo said he wasn't fighting for the rest of the year. He's at 140, and he had a potential, I think, the rematch clause situation going on. So just little by little, you see your choices falling by the wayside, your options. So that's why he really had to go down the line, and I think that's how he got to Lamont Road. Zay, what's good with it, fam? How you feeling? Was good with his salute to Real Infinite, man. So that's what I think. You know what I mean? Bill Haney is right. He has a back resume that guys I was talking about fight the best competition. Fender Bender, what it do, man? Been on him, man. Lots of crazy body. Tim Tszyu into a monster, didn't he, man? Whew, ran into a monster. Absolutely, he did. Taking him like Eddie because he lied on him and called him unintelligent. Now you make him remember. He did say he spoke. He did try to clarify those comments that he made because people didn't like what he said. Gertz, what's good, my guy? How you feeling, bro? Pardon me. Shout out to my guy, man. But that's that. So again, when you see that being the case, like that's just me trying to understand where people are coming from. I can't tell him who to do business with. I just understand that's something he said. Now I understand that's where a guy went. So he like, look, at least for right now, that's not my number one option because he over there with a guy I would rather not work with. So what I would do is try to deliver y'all the next best thing, which is Shakur, I think, was always going to be the number one fight. But Loma is definitely a number two option that is every bit of a #1 option. You get what I'm saying? A title and everything. So I think as long as he was targeting a champion, I was cool with it. Even if the champion was Baranchik, I was cool with it because you just can't complain about a unification, right? But if that unification came with Loma, it would have been so much better. You know what I'm saying? So it's a missed opportunity for boxing. Like I said, I ain't mad at Loma. I think he's an older guy. I think he put a lot of miles on his body in the Olympics. And I think that kind of, just look how many fights he got. He got like 21 total fights. He don't got a lot of pro. Tank got more fights than him, but he got all of those amateur fights, about 400 of them. And I think that put a lot of miles on him. And on top of that, he's also a smaller guy that's arguably competing at a weight class that's a little big for him. Loma's not a big 35-pounder, right? And he's just skilled enough to compete up there. So that's another reason why I give him a ton of credit. And I ain't gonna shit on him because he said no. But I am going, my energy would be more so towards him. If I'm gonna be mad at anybody, I'm gonna be mad at the guy that said no, because that's why we ain't getting it. You get what I'm saying? So now, next man up, Lamont Roach. Let's see it, man. But again, back to my initial point, Tank Davis has significant fights. I think people choose to ignore him. Every single fight that he have, it's a different reason why people don't appreciate it. Some people downplay Pedraza when he fought Pedraza at the top of his game, undefeated champion. What was that? His 16th pro fight? 17th pro fight? 16, 17 fight? Tank got that with Pedraza? So that was significant as it get. Don't tell me Leo Santa Cruz wasn't significant. What is that, a 3-division champion? What are we talking about? Ain't a ton of them running around boxing. You ain't got them shits falling off the trees, 3-division champions. I don't care what you say about his style, how he fought. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Accomplished, man. People just don't know what a significant fight is. Tell me a little guy coming from 130, jumping past 135 to 140 and fighting that big-ass 6-foot guy, that's not a significant fight because the dude can't be rehydrate to 180 on fight night. You know what I mean? And be damn near light heavyweight or heavier. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? The dude just smart. He's smart. He's smart enough. You got a team that ain't dumb. They're not gonna let you blow up and try to bully him around. They're not gonna do it. The guy fought everyone. Yeah, Loma's not scared. No, absolutely not. It's not about being scared. But I think for me, what I think, because I would never know because I'm not Loma, right? Aside from that message they put out, I think with Loma is, like I say, he spent the exceptional amount of time as an amateur. Now he got 2 gold medals to show for it and about almost 400 amateur wins or so, right? But that put a lot of mileage on him. So he turned pro at like 26, I want to say. That's kind of late. So now 10 years later, at 36, it's 10 years. But it hit a little different because of the time that you came in. It ain't 10 years from the time that you was 18 or 17 like these guys are. Like some of these guys come in as teenagers, right? You jumped in at 26. So add 10 years to that. Now you find yourself 36, 21 fights in, a few losses. You know what I mean? Then you go fight. You go beat the hell out of Cambosis. And then they like, hey, man, we got this Tank fight. You get me? You like that Tank. I just think Loma was like, yeah, I need some time to think about it. And I think maybe he elected not to fight for the rest of the year. And now you're hearing the talks about him possibly retiring. So if that is accurate and true, you might not even see him again. But the worst thing I think he could do is stick around and come back and fight a lesser guy and never fight Tank Davis or Shakur. I think that'd be tragic. I think that'd be terrible. But I respect Loma. He definitely not scared of none of these dudes, man. It's not. I know people say that when they get pissed off, but I don't think it's that. But I do feel as though he understands the challenge that is Tank Davis, though. And when you just factor in what point he's at in his career, he's had a few losses. He's arguably competing at a weight class that's a little big for him. He's an undersized lightweight to a degree, right? Some would say, right? But I just think that's a tough challenge at this point in his career. So if you're dealing with possibly not being motivated, that's not the kind of fight that you go into if you're not fully committed, if you're not 2 feet firmly on the ground like y'all want to do this. Get what I'm saying? So that's what I really think happened. You know what I mean? And I think it's still a possibility if he's not like retired yet that it could still happen. Maybe he just thinking it over. Maybe he is taking some time off. Maybe he resting his older body. He is an older guy now. You know what I mean? Maybe a layoff for him is just a long rest right? What we think is a layoff is just, you know what I mean, a rest for him. You get me? So it ain't like, you know what I mean, the beginning of next year, first quarter, ain't that long away. So maybe they'll revisit it and get the fight, you know? But now see a Tank Fox record. That's a possibility, bro. That's a possibility. Try to let them cancel each other out. See if one guy fight the other. Know what I mean? There's unification there. You got 3 belts right there. That's a 3-belt situation. Tony, what's good, fan? Like Tank as a fighter, how do you take your emotion out of it as a fan when talking about a situation with Loma? You're not getting emotion saying he's ducking. Man, easy, man, because you know, the ducking stuff is just it becomes confusing and it leads to narratives, right? You know, I'm very passionate, right, but not emotional, right? Keyword not emotional, but passionate. It's just easy. People want to hear real shit and be logical about it. I think when you've boxed as long as guys like Lomas, the Tanks of the world, like he did this since a young kid. That's all they know. You're not doing this shit running around here being scared. Real is always gonna recognize real. So although you will recognize that, yeah, Lomachenko is a challenge for Tank, but Lomachenko is also real. He understands Tank is every bit as a challenge for him too. You get what I'm saying? Even more so at the tender age of 36. After a few losses, after 400 amateur fights and 2 gold medals, right? You like, damn, that's Tank. So you got to be fully on board with that. So nah, man, it's not. It's not as simple as just a ducking. But for me, it's gonna be hard to explain his moves if he don't fight Tank and he comes back and fight a lesser guy. People gonna scream duck all over it. For me right now, I just think he's playing his cards the way he see fit. Maybe he's electing not to fight for one reason or another. Maybe he's seeing what's going to happen take place, or maybe thinking about trying it next year. Who knows? But we just got to wait back and see. But nah, a guy like Lomachenko that's challenged himself, that is fighting at a weight class where he ain't got to be at. Arguably, he ain't probably got to be there. Nah, he ain't ducking shit. He ain't ducking. You know what I mean? But it could be money. Could be money. Could definitely be money. I'm not gonna fight Tank Shakur. Go pass the torch. Yeah, go pass the torch. Pass the torch. Come up off that belt. Shout out to Melanie Queen. Shout out to the Queen. Appreciate you as always. Yeah, so that's how I see that. You know what I mean? If you I think he beats. Yeah, I think he'll scrape Dennis. I think I feel like maybe he only got one last fight in him, so you hope it'll be for undisputed. Could be, sir. Could be trying to just wait, see some of the pieces clear out, or see maybe somebody consolidate some belts and then he go fight for more of them. Could be any of that. Those things are possibilities for me, but it ain't got to be one way, because when we don't have a definitive answer, we kind of spitball and we trying to figure it out. Now, Cornelius, what's good with it, family? That's how folks can recognize Loma age now, but then recognize Tank age and maturity when Loma was calling for the fight. Because again, that forces them to be real. That forces them to be real, Cornelius, and you know a lot of people don't like to do that. That disappointed Loma versus Tank that happened. Yeah, I'm a little as a boxing fan. You like, damn, that's kind of shitty, you know? Think Loma was the A side over Tank? Hell no. Hell absolutely not. No. I think they know that too. And I think that's something you gotta be cool with, you know? Yeah, but he ain't got the numbers to back it. For sure, no. You know what I'm saying? He don't have the numbers to back it. But I mean, he do, but at the same time, he could play a little bit of hardball, because he would essentially possibly could have something that Tank could be interested in at this point, the title or the name on the resume as well, a 2-for-1. So maybe he could be playing hardball there too. Maybe like, you know, I ain't fighting him right now. Maybe he is trying to get more money. It could be anything, right? But it just don't got to be ducking. I feel like that's a very short conversation, because if somebody ducking, it ain't that much to talk about. You get what I'm saying? But it's other possibilities, right? So I give him the benefit of the doubt, because I look at him as a real fighter. So, you know what I mean? I look at him as a guy that's willing to challenge himself and take challenges, right? A guy that fought Teofimo, and no, I'm not saying Tank is Teofimo or Teofimo is Tank, but a guy that fought him ain't looking to be scary of nobody. A guy that fought Gary Russell in like his 3rd fight ain't looking to be scary. That's not a scary guy. A dude that fought experienced as Orlando Salido in what, 2nd fight? What was his 2nd fight? That's not a guy that's scary. It's just not logical to think that way. He's been challenging himself from the very word go. Lomachenko has, so it's tough to try to say Now I know you get to a fight, you really want to see it, but it's just a little more complex than just saying duck, right? There's some shit to consider because again, there's also the possibility where he understands how risky of a fight this is at this point. And maybe, and I'm not trying to be funny, fighting Tank Davis could be the difference between fighting one more time, but getting paid very well to do it, or do you want more fights? Because that could be that the wrong kind of ass whooping. Your fourth loss, knockout loss, be your first time you lost. You get what I'm saying? You just lost to Devin Haney for the third. That was your third loss. You go lose the Tank. That'll be your fourth. You get knocked out. I mean, do you have a reason to keep going? So I think there's just something to consider. That's all. Something to consider. And maybe he just biding his time. Maybe he will come out the woodworks and fight him. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he'll just retire off into the sunset. But Loma's a hell of a fighter, bro. I just hate it that we got to the point where it was definitive proof that this fight could happen, and it just didn't. And people missing the reason that it didn't happen is not because of the dude that y'all mad at. I just want to point that out. I don't feel like we should be mad at none of them. It's boxing. This shit just sports. It don't be that deep. But I did want to see that fight. I think that would be one of the best tests for Tank, even right now at this point. I think Lomachenko is a phenomenal fighter still. I think he's still world-class, top shelf. And it's just been a good challenge for Tank at this point in his career. But people dismissed it anyway. So it's like part of me felt like people didn't really even want it, you know? I think Loma might be pulling the bud move. You need to fight more than I do. Hey, Dante, could be a leverage game. You know what I mean? Big Dre. When you drop out negotiations and give a BS reason, you got to wear the duck jacket. And if anybody's got to wear it at all in this one, Big Dre, it would be him. You're right. Jerry B said Crawford. And he fighting at 54, who's the king of junior middleweight. Charlo. Because respectfully, none of them new dudes are the king. The last king at 54 was Jermell for me. And until somebody beat him, it's still Jermell to me. The belts, you know, they're significant, but you get my point. Like, nobody actually kicked his ass in there for none of them belts outside of that Canelo situation, right? So I think somebody got to beat his ass. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother Ricky Williams, man. Appreciate you, Rick. The voice, thanks for stopping by early. Was I off? Hell no, you wasn't off. And I listened to that thoroughly, man. It was a good listen, bro. That those was real gems and jewels. Hell no, you wasn't off. I need more of them. I'm tapping into them more often, man. The Truck Chronicles is a real thing. Y'all, if y'all ain't sub to Ricky Williams, y'all go check my good brother Ricky Williams out. Hell nah, that was some real gems. That was a good build. I'm always for good bills, man. That was a good one over there. Shout out.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Just he didn't lose the day. Yeah, you know. As you know what I think, the duck accusation comes from hardcore fans or new fans that don't understand the business. Sometimes it's not so much people. Sometimes, like as a fan, when you deep dive into the business, it makes things complicated. Like it complicates boxing. So I think some people don't be trying to understand. They just go off of how a move in boxing makes them feel. So a lot of times people don't consider the business of it. They ain't trying to hear it. They like, bro, is you fighting or nah? Like you said, oh, what? You was negotiating. You said nothing. The bro, he ducking. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they said they was going to fight. Oh, yeah, he fight. Nah, he's ducking. Like that's how people do. But, you know, it's boxing for you, you know. Cash Crypto, my guy. What's good with it, Brody? How you feeling? You said no one says his name anymore. Jamel. And again, you to a degree, you're right. Bro. They don't say his name because it's like 704 Joe, my guy. All things, Brody. Peace. Shout out to my guys, man. They don't say his name no more because we kind of, it's a what have you done for me lately kind of mentality. So the last time people seen Jermell Charlo in the ring, it was in survival mode, what people feel like is survival mode, and a half-ass effort against Canelo Alvarez. And that left a bad taste in people's mouth. So that's how they're looking at Charlo. They're not looking at Charlo like the guy that really snatched up the belts, was holding down 154, you know what I mean, rematching guys, knocking guys out in rematches. Like they just forgot all the work you put in, and they just look at the last time that you were unsuccessful. And that's not a real boxing fan. That's a fan. That's not a supporter. I'm different. Like I remember all them fights at 54 that Charlo showed me, and top level fights and beating up top guys and snatching up them titles and losing to Tony Harrison, having to cry and then get his lick back, having a draw with Castaño in a fight that people was debating, saying he lost and he had to come back, outbox him and stop him. Like, that's the guy. That's the guy I fuck with. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to keep rocking with Charlo because he showed me on way more occasions than not that he's a top guy. So I don't reduce his entire career to the one moment where he just looked less than superior or less than stellar against Canelo Alvarez, especially when I know that was the closest thing to a handicap match that you're gonna get in boxing. A year, what is it? Year layoff, year plus, injury, jump 2 weight classes, but we killing Charlo, not the guy that the handicap match. I understand why Charlo would take it, but it was like fool's gold because it wasn't what you thought it was. He wasn't the same physical specimen, you know what I mean, at 168 that he was when he was at 54, or excuse me, y'all, fighting at 155 with y'all. That's what Charlo had in his mind. Charlo had in his mind, like, that's a guy, man, he wasn't the guy at 54, bro. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the guy that you was getting in there with. You was getting in there with a dude that fought at 60, 68, 75, came back down to 68, been hit by light heavyweights. That's the guy you fighting. You get what I'm saying? Like, you fighting him. Wasn't fighting that guy that campaigned 1 pound heavier than 154 at 155 to avoid job. That wasn't the guy. So that was fool's gold. Charlo thought that's, in my opinion, maybe that's what he thought he was getting. He was going to get an older guy that he could, you know what I mean? And it just, sometimes you take a gamble and you lose. Jameson, what's good, fam? Stat Brown, shout out to my guy. How you feeling, Brody? Yeah, man, 154 is the best division in boxing. It's going to get better. LaMarcus, what's good with it, Brody? It's going to get better next year when Boots in there. 154, y'all heard me. That's my bold claim. 154 about to get even better because Boots in is going to be there. So, look, before we move past this, shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all smash the like button. I think I just gave Tank his just due, whether people like it or not. I think you just got to put things in its proper context. I think he got a number of different significant fights. I listed some of them. I think there's even more if you really go up and down the resume. You just got to sit back and enjoy the ride, man, and or don't. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I think his goal was to give us what we could all enjoy. And I think they missed the mark, no fault of his own. And I think we just got to sit back, give Lamont Roach his just due and respect him as an opponent. Give him at least an opportunity before we just dismiss him as a challenge. Big Supreme, what it do, my guy? Boots versus Virgil sound like a real thing. Shelton, what's good with it? Depending on the opponent, is there money in a male fight? I don't know. That's a fair question. It's fair. That's fair, but I think it could be. Because I think he's still the guy at 54. Shout out to my brother Ricky Williams. Said De La Hoya won't Oscar fight Charlo. Oh, you mean De La Hoya won't let Virgil fight Charlo? Oh, it's that Bozy. Oh, I'm saying that, and this is why. So look, shout out to Tank. I just wanted to move past that, so we're gonna keep building. Marquis, my guy, what's good with it, bro? How you feeling, family? If you lost one of them, it would be significant. It's who you beat. Man, bro, that's why I love this guy, man. That's my guy, man. That's my guy right there, man. Talk to him, man. That's all. So again, just before we move past it, I don't want to say that he's fought the most significant challenges out there. We know who those guys are, but don't dismiss the 30 other opponents because it wasn't one of the biggest names in boxing or one of the names that you deem to be the guy to challenge him, right? Those guys are still there. I think he's still in position to make those fights. Remember, Tank can go up if he need to. If he need to, y'all. If he need to, he can. So, shout out to him. Shout out to the team, man. Keep doing y'all thing. Shout out to Lamont Roach and his team. I don't think they're going to lay down December 14th, and that's all you can ask for is a guy to go out there and fight. Santos said Tank putting a 30-pounder on notice. Nah, bro. Look, check this out. Lamont Roach had more fights above, at that weight than Tank did. He had more fights at the weight than Tank did. He said it wasn't officially 135 fights, but they definitely was heavier than 130. And he fought above 140 as well. More than once, I believe. I think once or twice above the 140 limit, almost at like 47. So he's fought. So he's not really a 30-pounder like people think. And on top of that, he said he's going to be healthier at the weight, more filled in. more filled in and stuff. He ain't like he no small 35-pounder. He's not gonna be no small guy. And on top of this, check this out, Santos. Lamont Roach is going to be bigger than Tank on fight night. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be bigger than Tank on fight night. You know what I mean? The problem is he be waiting, expecting weak opposition from Tank at 8-9 years. Enough BS and Big Boss 5-1. But who's the weak opposition though? Who's the weak ass opposition? And tell me at what point is the fights between him and these other guys not happening simply because it's him? That would mean he's ducking, right? Then that should mean that these other fighters that he's so-called not fighting should say he's ducking them. Get what I'm saying? They should say that. You know what I'm saying? They should say that. How long ago was what? What, when he fought at them weights? When he fought at them weights? Why nobody criticized Hearns or Aaron for blocking Tank fights? They ignoring it because somehow when you a cash cow, I think because Tank make money, that supersedes the fact networks, promoters, you can just go past all that. They don't matter. You the man. That's what they think. Then what about Bob Arum snapping on people for the mere mention of Tank's name? You get what I'm saying? No, I don't feel like it was super long ago. I don't think it matters though. I think the fact that you got that many fights there, like look, you know how many fights he had there? Hold on, let me what is this? What is this, y'all? What is this stuff? Hold on, let me pull it up. And me pull it up. That's why we can always pull it up. That don't make him no. Again, if he had more fights at a weight class than Tank did, I ain't tripping about him. Bringing no guy up, especially when the guy himself ain't tripping. We doing that. The fight ain't gonna be one because of the weight. When we watch that fight and whatever happened, nobody's gonna walk away from that fight feeling like, yeah, man, that's because Tank was, man, he was too big for him, man. When you ever heard that? When has Tank ever been the bigger guy besides Pitbull? And even then, I don't even know if he was the heavier guy. I know he was slightly like an inch or so taller or something like that. All right, man. He fought at these weights quite often, though. He fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He fought one at 138. That's 140. 11, one at 143, 12. You got a dozen fights at the higher weights. I ain't tripping. You've been there before. You familiar with that weight. You get me? I hear what you're saying about how long it's been, but so you telling me because it been years ago that he ain't gonna be able to compete, like he new to it all over again? I don't think so. Like, think about it this way, right? He might be making the 130-pound weight limit, but what do you think he weighing when he on fight night? You get what I'm saying? You think that weight really gonna be an issue? 5 pounds? He said it's not. So get me, if the fighter is saying that it's not going to be an issue, I'm not going to make it one myself. Why would I make it an issue if he ain't making it one? I don't think that's going to be the problem in the fight. I think it's just going to come down to skill and experience. And I think Tank checked both of those boxes, skill and experience. I don't think weight is going to be a contributing factor at all, not one bit. And for what it's worth, Lamont Roach is going to be bigger. I'll bet anybody that on fight now. I bet you Lamont Roach be bigger. You know what I mean? B-Dog, my guy, what it do, man? Big Supreme. Tank needs a couple soft touches just like the next guy. If he didn't have a few matches where he could sharpen his tools. That's boxing. Today's generation have not watched boxing in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Fender Bender, talk that stuff, man. Talk to him. Talk to him, man. Everything got to be high. He ain't fighting this one. Nah, he ain't fighting that one. All right, they ain't fighting him either. That shit is the same. If weight doesn't win fights, put the rehydration? No. Weight ain't going to win that fight. Let me be very specific. Weight ain't going to win that fight. You have never seen a Tank Davis fight be won because of weight. Have you? Have you? I pretty much seen them all. I ain't never seen him win because he was the bigger man and it was because of weight. So when let's keep it primarily with Tank as it pertains to him and his fights. Is the weight the reason he's winning the fights? I don't think he is. I don't think that's the case. I don't think so. I don't think so. Shout out to my guy Gertz. Tank wait till he gets close, then pieces up for the KO. For sure, the Rise podcast. My guy Senior in the building. Was good, bro. Then just off of that Haney rock. Haney is roaming around Haneyville off that edge. But why does that? So again, I love that. I love y'all. And again, y'all act like Tank invented the rehydration clause. So that's a great question. I love my guy Gertz. That's my guy. Man, so he said, Said why? Shout out to Zed Brooks, man. I seen a little video that they was chopping it up on this. They spoke about this. I think he could say it better than I could. I think this clip was right for this question. I mean, you can call it what you want. I've been saying it for the longest, so I think they just said what I've been saying. You know what I mean?
Oh, he not gonna let you weight bully him, man. They got weight classes for a reason. And if you want to come,
he come right in, right off the rip. They say why rehydration?
Oh, he not gonna let you weight bully him, man. They got weight classes for a reason. And if you want to come down to bully the lightweights, guess what? I'm still gonna fight you. And I'll even let you blow up. But you ain't blowing all the way back up to 170. We fighting at 135.
He was coming from like 170, 180. Why would I not have a clause in that? So you could go back up to 150, 160 around the time we fight? No.
Tank is 5'5", right? Fighting 135.
You said 5'5". Nah, he probably shorter than that, dog.
Exactly. This little is cleaning up boxing. You got right now generations of weight bullies coming in. You walking around at 185 pounds, but you want to fight a dude that's 135 pounds. Guess what? Tank got the answer for you.
I'm dangerous.
I'll fight you, right? But you ain't gonna blow back up to 170 on me. Nah. When you fighting at the lightweight, you gonna be a lightweight.
That's the smartest thing Tank ever did, man, was them damn clauses, man. This chestnut checkers, man.
Exactly, man. Shout out to Zed Brooks, man. Shout out to Zed Brooks, man. Mike Kirkland, my brother, Big Dre. Shout out to my guys, man. Alphabet Box Santa Cruz would be the only guy. What you mean, significant fight? Santa Cruz, Pedraza was significant. He was an undefeated champion. Barrios was undefeated. He had a version of a title. He took that. That was a significant fight for a little ass guy to jump from 130, jump up to 140. And fight him. That was a significant fight. I just don't think people recognize it. Ryan Garcia was significant. The numbers back that up. People just don't like to give a man credit. Show me somebody else that did to Ryan Garcia what Tank did. Devin Haney is a world-class fighter, and he had an opportunity to do it. I'm not going to get into all the specifics, but he had his opportunity. Did he do what Tank did? If Ryan was that bad, Ryan would have got walked through. He would have got outboxed and embarrassed by Devin Haney. So people ignore that fight. That fight was significant as well. Yeah, he was an unproven guy, but he's right there amongst them. And he showed you that when he competed against Devin Haney, that he can compete against the best fighters in the world. That's all I'm saying. Key word, compete. I ain't saying he can beat them all, but he can compete. It was a significant fight. People just don't want to give credit where it's due. The guy is not. I've been saying this for the longest up here, y'all. I just came across that clip. I was like, damn, Tank think just how I think. Not letting you blow way up on fight night. And we fight at 135. No. Get your big ass out of here. Crying about making weight. Guess what? Guess who didn't cry about a rehydration cause because they made the weight? Guess what silly ass short bus fighter that y'all call him? Short bus fighter made the weight. Rolly Romero. And he was 165 pounds on fight night. But you know what he did? The thing that everybody seems to forget that you got to do if you really want to fight Tank Davis. Just one little simple thing. Ain't no rehydration clause. Ain't no funny stipulations. Just one thing. Tank asks for y'all dudes to do one thing. And I'm being real. Is make 135 pounds and you could blow up to whatever you want. Tell me I'm lying. Show me a fighter that fought him at 135 pounds and had a rehydration clause. Show me one. Coach Calvin specifically said that man Rolly was about 165 pounds on fight night. But he did the magic. He did the one magic thing that nobody wants to do. He made 135 pounds because he wanted to fight a lightweight, or he had to fight a lightweight, right? Simple and plain. Miss me with all that, man. Them rehydration clauses, in my opinion, the IBF, I wish that rule applied all around boxing, bro. It would clean up the sport. So guarantee you, if the IBF rules applied to every sanctioning body, I bet you a lot of people favorite fighters will move up a weight class. Bet you a lot of guys will move up another weight class. A lot of guys, they'll be up another weight class, bro. They'll be up a whole nother weight class. And y'all know it. That man ain't stupid. He got a smart team. And look how on point he is, bro. He said so you could blow up to one. They said you coming from 180. What did Ryan Garcia say when he was sitting in there doing a live with Ryo? Say 175, 180 right now. Tank do his homework. I'm not about to play with nobody like that. This dude running around as a light heavyweight in his off day. You think I'm about to let him blow up all that weight because y'all think I'm stupid? Just to prove to y'all that I'm great? Letting Ryan Garcia blow up crazy would not prove that he is dumb. It is proved that he is dumb. Not letting y'all play, man. Hell no. Little ass dude, I'm not letting y'all play me. You got, and Devin Haney didn't say straight up. He would have put clauses in it. But Andre Ward asked him the question, and they said they missed some things as well. That's telling you what? That's telling you something. They missed some things, man. That shit ain't cool. That's that one of the, it's funny how they shit on the rehydration clause as if Tank invented it, like the IBF that ain't got that rule intact, right? They treat it like it's Tank that made it up, right? But it's funny, after they lost to Ryan, before the Osterine, it was the weight, the 3 pounds, the 3 pounds, the 3 pounds. Y'all talking about 3 pounds versus 2025, and y'all telling me he crazy? The world-class Devin was talking about 3 pounds. And I am talking, Osterine aside, he's talking about that 3 pounds. He missed weight on purpose. He missed weight. You was talking about 3 pounds. Tank sitting here talking about 2025, and y'all talking about he's scared. Shit don't make no sense. You got to make it make sense, bro. There's weight classes for a reason, especially when you're a little-ass guy. Alan, what's good with it, Brody? How you feeling? And he look, man, hey, bro, he look huge, B-Dog. He look huge, bro. He look huge. So save the sport, man. I'm telling you, it'll save the sport, bro. It'll save the sport. Don't tell me it won't. It'll save the sport, bro. I'm telling you, it'll save the sport. People be bugging, man. That shit is not good. I just showed y'all the weight cut thing. I just showed y'all. Dude, man, these dudes be about to die from these weight cuts. I just showed y'all Alex Pereira weight cut. I just showed y'all the clips of his weight cut. He couldn't even take his own shirt off. The man couldn't even take his own shirt off, y'all. They wrapped him up in some aluminum foil like a baked potato to cut weight. And y'all telling me you would rather see your favorite fighter do that just to gain an edge? Why? Hell no, that's wild. You want to see your favorite fighter do all of that? You want to see your favorite fighter damn near die on the scale to fight, to get the unfair advantage? That shit is crazy, bro. Man, y'all bogus. I gotta get it back. I gotta pull it back up, Thomas. I gotta go get it back. The 2 little videos with Alex Pereira cutting weight. Man, they wrapped that dude up in a aluminum foil, bro. Dude had to tell dude, man, hey, man, you gotta pull. Like, you gotta help me take my shirt off. Who in here has a problem taking a shirt off? Could you even imagine being so drained, physically depleted that you can't take your own shirt off? You sitting down on the ground looking like a damn, a puppet. Like, come on, bro. Nah, man. Not just to have an unfair advantage, bro. Hell no. I don't want to see it. Yo, how show Ramos versus Joey Spencer. Ramos was looking like a super middle, bro. Ramos looked like a super middle, y'all. He was outside with 25. I'm telling him 25 hit different. Same day weigh-ins that hit different. Yo, dudes won't be able to do that, bro. I'm telling you. They won't be able to do it. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button on the channel if y'all haven't, man. We're going to keep rocking for a bit. We're going to keep rocking.
I said it multiple times in the chat, dude. I blame the amateurs for this weight bully shit, because the amateurs, if these fighters were fighting in their natural weight classes in the amateurs, you wouldn't have this issue of them fighting in the incorrect weight class and being accused of being overweight, not a natural overweight or a weight bully and stuff like that.
I mean, what it is, real quick, shout out to my brother Big Dre, man, in the Cash App for the 5-piece, always supporting the grind as well. Much love to my guy.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, I already been getting these, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Listen to what they say. Rehydrate. You get me? You get me? But what I think it is, though, personally, though, Tony, I think, look, sports in general is just about an edge, right? Getting that competitive edge, getting that upper hand. And I think some guys, they find sweet spots in certain weights where they feel like the weight cut that they sacrifice is worth is beneficial, is worth it. It's worth sacrificing their body to make the weight to compete at a certain weight class, right? To gain an edge. And I think as long as they feel like they can physically make it, they'll be willing to sacrifice their body that way. So
I see it a different way.
Just wanting to have a competitive edge. It's not about the amateur system. No, it's about, that you can get you know what I mean? I feel like that's people juking the system, right? I'll go ahead and make 135 pounds, but when I get back in the ring, I'm gonna be 156. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be damn near middleweight. You get what I'm saying? So it's just about trying to have that.
For me, I don't see it as a competitive edge. I see it in a different way when it comes to this. What we're talking about, I feel that when it comes to these fighters who are I'm gonna use Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. They walk around at like 154, 160, and they were fighting most of the early life at earlier at 135. But I think the reason why they never moved up to their natural weight is realistically they knew their power wouldn't translate to those bigger weight classes, 147, 154.
That's about a competitive edge, bro. Because that edge is no longer that edge is removed if you go closer to where you're supposed to be at. Like you're saying, that power won't necessarily transition up, so they'll hold off on going to that weight class until they absolutely have to. That's what that's about. That's what a competitive edge is. That's why they're choosing to sacrifice their bodies on the scale to make a certain weight.
And this is why Tank is surprising to me. This is why
you don't have that same advantage.
Me, this is why Tank is
my God, what's good with it, bro?
And this is why Tank is an anomaly to me. To be able to have his power translate to from starting at 122 and stuff like
26.
126, and his power translating all the way up to 140, which is a 20-pound weight difference, 30-pound weight difference, actually.
Right. I mean,
that's an anomaly.
He is a bit of an anomaly, but I think that he did it once and he kind of got people. He kind of spoiled people with that one performance because they like, hey man, we seen you do it once, you could do it again for these other guys. And I think I'm gonna do a live on that one day about the list and if he can finish the rest of his career at 35 or is he gonna have to move to 140. That's a whole nother live that I'm gonna do, but
what Manny did, finish that one.
We just got to sit back and wait to see what else he got in store, man. I do think he wants to prove himself against the best fighters in the world, and you can't do that if you never fight him. So that's what I give him. That's the benefit of the doubt I give him as a fighter and a real competitor. I think he wants to prove himself against anybody that people said he can't beat that makes sense for him to fight. And I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy
I hope I have way too much faith in Tank, but I can see him doing what Manny did, finishing at 147.
I always thought I much respect to Manny. I just thought it was some just a little different. I'm gonna let him live a little bit, but I just feel like that'd be a big jump for Tank. I think the only way we see him there, it'd have to be like a one-off, and the fight would have to be a really big fight or something like that.
Versus a Bud, maybe.
Not even. I don't think Bud at that. I don't think we ever see that because Bud won't fight at 47 ever again. But that's even a stretch. But I think it would have to be a one-off. I think it'd have to make sense. I think it'd be toward the end of his career if something like that were to present itself. But sometimes us as fans, man, we just not cool with what we're seeing. And listen, I'm never not going to demand the best from him, but I'm not going to demand that he moves to a weight class to satisfy me. I think that's very selfish, right? I understand as the fight fan, but there's no way I'm going to demand that a guy do something that he's saying he doesn't want to do. And then if he doesn't do it, then that means, he ain't great and he don't want to prove that he's great. I just think that's BS. You know what I'm saying? That just means he don't want to go to 140. He said he done it. He said he was uncomfortable up there. He was very transparent about why he left, why he went back down, why he didn't want to go there. It's like people still ignore it. Well, you did it once, do it again. It's like you start to give up. You're already giving up so much being a small guy, and you start to just give up so much more. And not to say he can't do it. I don't want to even keep talking about him being small because he fight big. So small as he is.
That's why, honestly, I compare. That's why, in my honest opinion, I compare.
Right. Crucial.
That's why I compare Tank a little bit to Manny. Manny's the same size. Right. Realistic.
They about the same size. I just think, man, Manny. I'm gonna say this: when he said he was scared of needles and he had tattoos, I was red flag right there. When you got
Yeah.
Floyd talking about look at the size of his head and stuff like that, and I've seen him fight.
Manny just has honestly, Manny just has a big head.
I was seeing it early in his career taking body shot knockouts and looking like he looked like a little boy in the ring when Manny first came in. He came in at a light ass weight. He was small, bro.
He started at mini weight.
Head.
Man, he was small, yo. I think he came at 108 or something, bro. He was little.
Yeah, he started at 105.
Littler than Bam, smaller than Bam. I think it was 108 he came in at. But he was small and then moved.
Yeah, and you were talking about the amateurs earlier and Loma's record. For me, sometimes I think fans overblow these old amateur records, Thomas, and just because, let's be realistic, some of these fighters stay in the amateurs way too long and they're fighting teenagers. That's why you see these amateur records of like a 300 wins and like 14 losses or something like that, because they're beating up on teenagers.
I mean, that's a, you know, that's part of it, but I come to understand too from talking to people that sometimes these dudes don't have the incentive to have to leave out of the amateur system because they're well taken care of and they be well respected, well taken care of, well known. Like they might not have the same notoriety once you become a pro fighter and start pushing and growing your name, but they be well taken care of, and it be something that they feel like they could just, you know, really be successful at. So you see those guys make 1 and 2 runs at gold medals and they get them. Andy Cruz, another one, 2 gold medals. Beat Keyshawn, he's the same thing, but you see, what is he, like 28 now? Right now, I think something like that. Yo, Andy Cruz, like, so he was late. So he got some ground to make up.
Andy's 25.
Is he?
Yeah, he's around the same age as Virgil and Devin.
But Tank breaks all records. I got to look at his age. I thought he was a little older than that. Because Keyshawn is 25. Hold on. Let me go. Let me look. Keyshawn 25. I thought
you look for that. I hope
yeah, Andy and
27
David Morrell came from around the same time. They graduated the Cuban system at the same time.
Andy Cruz. So man, but we gonna keep building, man. I got something else I want to talk to the people about. Y'all see it in the title. We ain't get to it just yet, but we gonna get to it. Andy Cruz, no, I'm not honestly. He's 29. Andy Cruz is 29.
Oh,
he's 29.
I thought he was younger.
He just turned too, because he was 28. I know I wasn't tripping. I was like, damn, man, I just aged the man like that. He had me concerned. Nah, he's 29 now. A1 Hoop Zone, my guy. Yeah, Andy Cruz is 29. But you see, although it's benefits to staying in the amateur rank, especially if you that good, like I ain't knocking you. It's only bad if you ain't that successful, right? He's very successful. I can understand 2 gold medals to show for it. And he hit the ground running as a pro, but he got to make up ground because he already older than most guys. Yeah, 29, right? So that's crazy.
Yeah, my mistake. My mistake.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. We
just joking around. When I saw that Joey Spencer fight for Jesus Ramos, I'm like, this kid must be walking around at cruiserweight. There is no way he was.
He's huge. He's huge. I hear Jermell Charlo could potentially fight him. Not this fight coming up, but the next one potentially. Jesus Ramos and Jermell Charlo. So we'll see. You do it, brother.
Honestly, I would like to see Virgil versus Ramos.
I like it. I ain't mad at it. The same day weigh in, Ryan. I ain't mad at that. Hell yeah. Anything that's going to allow people to stop cheating the system. Like, I just personally don't like to see a guy that just listen to that. You fight at lightweight, which is 135, but when you get in the ring, you be 156, 157. Like, you wilding, yeah. You damn middleweight. You don't go up and stop playing. That should be wild.
And this is where. And this is Thomas and this is where I don't get the Haney fans where they accuse Ryan of being a weight bully when Devin at 135 was doing that his whole career.
Look, Ryan's not a weight bully. He just beat Devin at his own game, respectfully. Like, I respected Devin, but he just pulled a him on you. He's like, when I pull a you on you, that's what he did. He pulled a him on him. He just did what he been doing to people. Juking, and he found to use it to his advantage. That's all. It's slightly different. Like, I ain't saying Devin Haney misses weight. No, he never done that. But he found another way. He did his way of doing it, right? Didn't kill himself to make the weight and didn't rehydrate. He's super feeling good. Like, you get me? It's pretty much what you do, but you actually make the weight and then rehydrate. So you do it the right way, even though people frown upon it. But he went the extra mile and paid for it, and he was willing to. And he blinded you with a couple extra dollars. You took it, and you was cool with it until you wasn't. So that's one of them situations.
So you guys think Ryan's walking around at 168?
No, he's walking around at almost 180. He said it.
Right?
He said it already. He was talking to Radio.
Both of them are big dudes.
He said I'm walking around 175, 180 right now. He said it. He said it clear.
So you think his natural weight is he should that he would be fighting it with Beterbiev?
I think Ryan could fight at 47 respectfully. Just because he weighed that much don't mean that's so natural, right? That could be him not being in shape and sitting around eating and stuff too. And just being a big young boy because he got height to him too. He got a frame. Ryan ain't no small ass kid. So
you joked around. How does Ryan have a good gas tank if he was gassed out during that fight against Devin?
He just his conditioning was piss poor against Devin.
Yeah, he really didn't train all too much for that fight, bro.
Piss poor conditioning.
The same thing with the tank fight too.
Right, putting that weight on him too. Right, Ant. Right, sitting around just enjoying life. You got money. Nobody really telling you no because you the man. So like that's the worst.
Ryan pulled up. Ryan pulled a Duran before the second fight against Mayweather. Not against Sugar.
Right. Right, Mike. Remember his corner man? One of his corner man, he was like, yo, that's why he was like all money ain't good money. I wish you wouldn't have took the money. Like he was feeling like almost remorseful that they took the fight. I'm telling you.
I am not a casual.
But Gus, you need somebody like that in your corner, man. That's a voice of reason. They just didn't listen to what he was saying, man. I'm pretty sure he was in their ear telling him, hey, look, this ain't a good look.
Right.
Let's not do this.
I'm telling you. That dude would have got a raise.
For sure.
That guy would have got a raise from me. Oh, that guy, the minute I would have heard how he was speaking.
Really, Damien? Really? Devin makes the weight legally? You really believe that?
Yeah, to me, I ain't gonna lie, that move, and then also not having Mickey Bay more visible in their corner and
now you see who back in the mix? Mickey Bay. Go ahead, go with what you know, man. Mickey Bay, a smart guy, man. He been around the game. He's a smart guy, bro.
Ryan, I'm comparing the situation. I'm not comparing the two fighters. I'm saying Ryan partying before the Devin fight is similar to what Duran did before the second Sugar Ray fight, is what I'm saying. I'm not comparing that. I'm not saying they're the same fighter. I was comparing the situation. Because that's what caused to me. That's what caused Durant to lose that fight because he wasn't taking it seriously.
You can't put them in the same conversation.
No, I'm not comparing the skill. I'm comparing the situation before the fight.
It's all good. Ryan acting crazy made them lower their guard. Yeah, I think they kind of rocked him to sleep a little bit. He did. But Mickey Bay is sensible, been around the game. He's smart, knowledgeable.
And he's savvy with
the best for Devin, and that's all Devin needs is real people around him. It was a real situation you experienced. Not all of it was on the up and up. Whole situation as a whole just started looking sketchy after a while, but none of it to the Haney's fault, right? It just was what it was. Sometimes you make a like Anthony Joshua would say, all right, you roll the dice. That's all that was, man. You take a chance. Sometimes it don't go your way. And you got to sit back, you learn from it, regroup, and you come back and get better. LetsBuild, my God, the fax machine is in the building. What's good with it, bro? The plug is in the building too. You know it. So let's keep building, y'all. But again, that's something else I wanted to talk about, man. So I was on Instagrams. You know, man, I seen a little post from Michel Rivera, man. Not only did I said, nice touch on the artwork, man. I said, who did this? This is nice.
Michel Rivera.
I like shit like that. I said, this is nice, man. But Michel Rivera out here calling for smoke. Hey, man, who said Devin Haney ain't got no options? No, I mean, now I know it's probably politics involved before you get anything done, but
he said, tell you
that as an option, as a fight, this is one that I didn't necessarily think of, but I think this would be a good fight. What y'all think about Michel Rivera if this fight could happen? You think about Devin Haney fighting Michel Rivera. He told him, you are looking for an opponent. You know where it says danger. I am always available to destroy you. He said, make this happen. Call my promoter. He tags the leader promotions. Tell your father, Bill Haney, I am available.
Tell your father.
Better than Ryan Garcia. Michel Rivera talking that talk, y'all. I said, ooh, this is nice artwork. Sports Box TV official. If they made it, shout out to them if they did. But that's nice. I like that. But I like
honestly,
that. Man.
I think this is a better
Michel was good with it.
Michel, to me, is a better, like, he has power and he's a better consistent boxer than Ryan. Do you agree?
Yeah, Michel Rivera is a good boxer. He's a good fighter, good disciplined guy. I think that's a good matchup stylistically for Devin Haney. Two boxers. Michel Rivera a little tricky, man. That'd be a good test. It won't be easy for him, but I know, yeah, they looking at him like fool, Cash, because everybody talking crazy. He said, "I'll destroy you better than Ryan." It'd be funny when they be translating or speaking English.
Yeah, for sure.
It's for like, sure. What's the kid? What's the guy that you made? That we talked about? Was it Morel? Who was the boxer that, or Subriel Matias when he was caught talking all that shit?
Oh, that was Subriel. Yeah, man. So look, man.
That's a good fight, though, Jess.
Devin Haney got options, man. I know it's been looking bad. You've been seeing memes, you've been seeing thumbnails, you've been seeing all types of wild pictures like this one right here. They on building them helmet, man. But I think he got options, man. I can't wait to see the fight that he gonna have because I think he gonna be super motivated for it. I think that's gonna lead to bringing a good side of him out, which is important. That's what's important. And again, the sooner you get in the ring, the sooner you could put more distance between you and April 20th, right? You want to kind of quiet all that noise, man. And that's why I say, man, I'm actually interested in seeing his get back and who he gonna get in there with.
That's a
They've been tearing them up, man. They got bills at Neighborhood Watch talking about we will call the police.
Y'all can't fuck with the police. Y'all can't fuck with the police.
Easy. They crazy.
Yeah, he did. He did, but he probably shouldn't have been in that division. He probably fought a couple of fights too many in that division. And on top of that, man, Martin's a good fighter, bro. People act like this.
The internet is crazy. Didn't Michel get ass whooped by He bounced back though. He bounced back. Damn, he bounced back.
Really good. Looked really good when he moved up in weight.
Be mentioned too.
How about Frank Martin versus Devin at 140?
But nah, all jokes aside, I'll be joking. Yeah, a little jokey joke. But look, I think Michel Rivera and Devin Haney would be a good stylistic matchup just on some boxing like matchup type stuff. I think that'd be a cool fight to watch for me. Be a chess match. It'd be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Michel Rivera and feather fisted guy. He could punch a little bit too, and he can box. You know what I'm saying? He's lost before. He know how to lose. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be a good fight. Wouldn't be a bad fight. It just seemed like a potential option, right? But he's saying tag his promoter. He just, and again, and Devin is like free agent, right? He could, he could do what he do him, right? Nobody that might be using our stream. I'm done with y'all, bro. I'm done. Michel has looked good at 140. Yeah, he did look better. He rebounded. He rebounded, B-Dog. I do think stylistically that'll be a good fight. I didn't expect, but hey, he called for the smoke. I said, hey, man, I just caught my attention. I like good fights, good matchups, good boxing. And like I said, anything that's going to move the conversation further than this lawsuit talk, even though I'm going to joke here or there, but, all things real, let's move past that. And I think the best way to do it is if he's allowed to get back in there with somebody. And I think respectable names, Michel Rivera, though he did get outboxed by Frank Martin, since then he's bounced back with some solid ones. Who he beat? Lipinets? Who's the last person he beat? Forget. I know he beat Lipinets.
Sergey Lipinets, yeah.
Sergey? Was that the last fight? But I know he looked decent up there at 40, right? It was 40 he fought at. So I like it. I'm not against it. Devin Haney's in a position where it looked like
I have two more. I have another option for Michel if you can't get Devin.
Toyota Traveler too. Devin versus Blair. I'll definitely take that, Mike. I love that. Yeah, it was Lippin. Yes, okay. I wasn't tripping. Lippin. Yes, okay, cool.
Yeah. That'd be a hell fight too.
Yeah, right. Big Supreme. It's not a bad fight. What y'all think about it? I like Blair too. But that's the thing. It's crazy. And that's why I say, man, people was tripping. I forgot. I called, all losses don't have to be losses. Not only did he not lose because it got turned into a no contest, he got his O back, but it's a lesson that he could learn from. And it also shown some vulnerability and it's making people want to fight him, which is good for him because it gives him the very same options that people didn't think he had. So all things were, I joke, but on some boxing stuff, that's good. Like, I ain't saying that this fight just gonna come to fruition, but it's good to know that guys are interested in fighting him, even if it is the Blair Cobbs. And why I don't feel like that sounds so crazy, because I heard your father say y'all could fight as high as 54 right now. And that was months ago he said that. So then you got extended period of time out the ring longer than you anticipated. Who knows? You could come back at that weight class. I don't know. But if not, okay, then you got a Michel Rivera at 140 that is calling for the smoke. I ain't saying that, he could just facilitate the fight on his own, but I think that's a good option. That's a respectable name. Can't nobody say, oh, you fight Michel Rivera. Like, there's none of that. You can't do that. I think what he just went through, that's a good fight. That's a test for real. That's one.
I have a backup if Michel can't get Devin.
So, decision against Roldan. Shout out to B though. I knew that was one of them though. Lipinus was the one before. That was always gonna have options. Yeah, 140s got some options, yo. So I just want to see him bounce back. I joke. I'm always say that. I joke. I play, but I'm always real. You know what I'm saying? I do want to see him bounce back, and I think some of these options kind of intrigue me, believe it or not. Especially after seeing what happened to him. I'm itching to see how he gonna look on the bounce back. Right, I'm rooting for him for sure, but because you think about it, Blair Cobb and him in the press conference, man, him and Ryan was funny. Him and Blair Cobb is gonna be like corny funny, if that makes sense, right? Because Blair Cobb is like corny funny, if that makes sense to y'all. Like
trying to be Ric Flair with that blonde hair,
bro. That shit is like funny but corny at the same time, right? Like it's harmless. And
I got a fight for Michel if he can get Devin. How about him versus Subriel?
Hey, you always put somebody there with Subriel. I wouldn't be against it.
Would that be a bad matchup style wise for Subriel, or do you think?
Nah, it's an intriguing style matchup because it's like, you got a guy, a pressure fighter against a boxer. Now, could be a bad style matchup for Subriel, but
or Liam Perro versus Michel.
That's a good fight, but he fighting Richards and Hitchens. I think that's a better fight.
That's a great fight.
Yeah, Hitchens and Perro's a great fight. So.
Who do you think wins that fight, Perro or Hitchens?
Just speaking to this one though, yeah, I do feel like that'd be an interesting fight. You know what I mean? Drug cheat. I get it, man. I almost forgot about that. But again, I will say this, and I'm just a realistic dude. Didn't they say he had diuretics in his system, Michel Rivera?
Yeah, he did.
Didn't he say somebody in his team did him dirty? He had fired somebody.
Yeah,
like for giving him something that ended up being like diuretics or something in his system. Now I'm not dismissing it, but for me, that shit matters. Like again, you got to know who you got around you, and that's where the responsibility falls on them. But that's still much differently than knowingly doing something. If I got my facts right, then I do think that at least was the story that he put out.
No, you're right. He
fired some people with something too. So, but I get it. You know what I mean? Rewarding the drug cheats and stuff like that. So, but I get it.
I agree with you.
They're gonna make money regardless. You know what I'm saying? And if he could be the one to beat a drug cheat, then you know what I mean, kick his ass, right? But I ain't about to cry if you don't fight him. So again, you know what I mean?
Oh, Willie's
like
ridiculous.
Got options because people are speaking his name, which is good. So if it's a Michel Rivera, I'm not tripping on it. Like again, somebody gonna fight the dude, right? I ain't saying it got to be Devin Haney, but that's an interesting style matchup for me. Just on some boxing shit, I think Blair Cobb, they sparred. They got some history, right? Blair Cobb ain't pop dirty. He's a bit of a character, right? So that's something we don't got to worry about. In that fight, I wouldn't be against that at 147, though. You know what I'm saying? Blair Cobb would be fun. I would like that. You know what I mean? I think the best thing he did is that AB Puppet. Yeah, that joint was funny. That was funny. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man, back in the Super Chat. Said Bill on Twitter said 1994 he had a rap battle versus the Brat. And won. Jermaine Dupri tried to sign him, but Bill elected to make beats. Queso Piano. You stupid, yo. Casio Piano.
Oh, Casio.
Casio. Bro, man.
Willie, you're
Dog
ridiculous.
Willie got a limited joint sale, Bill, man. He gonna be on your ass forever.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Going back to that statement that you made, man, and it's absolutely imperative, bro. You got to have the right people in your corner, man. I mean, losing Mickey Bay as a voice of reason in his corner that know, like, the things that people do in negotiations and leading up to fights, man, that was a big blow to him, man, because he know how being in the system with Mayweather, how he got dealt with and the things that they would do to try to get him either a fight or not get him fights, would keep him inactive. So he would have understood that, some of the stuff that they were agreeing to or leaning into was something wrong. And then you got the chance where you got a clear weight. And then you hire somebody in your camp, man, and you ain't never really worked with this dude, and then all of a sudden you pop, and you ain't never popped dirty before either.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? You gotta know who's in your corner.
To me. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I don't know, I can't validate it for him, but that I did hear him put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Something to that effect about the team and having to get rid of some people. You know and that's unfortunate too. You know what I'm saying?
It is unfortunate.
He was rolling, and you got beat the hell up. So somebody was a damn idiot because whatever you did didn't help. It just got you looked at crazy. You get me? So that was terrible. But I'm not a fan. I'm never gonna be a fan of it. But the way I look at it, like they're gonna fight somebody. And if I could see somebody that I root for that is clean, beat their ass, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it. Because they gonna get paid regardless. Their money don't go to me no way. But I'm cool with just seeing them get their ass beat for that reason, right? That'll be one of the reasons, right? Drug cheats need their ass beat. You know what I mean? I like it. The fact that, all right, you got caught, and I'm against it in every way, shape, or form. But I would love to see the fact that you not gonna do it. You're gonna be clean for this fight and get your ass whooped. I don't care about your money you're gonna make. I care about the ass whooping you're gonna get. And I would like to see you get your ass beat, especially if you run around here as a straight drug cheat. I want to see you get punched on. You know what I'm saying? You deserve it, especially if you out here playing with the health and the careers of these fighters. You should get your ass beat. You know what I mean? Because it ain't gonna happen the way I would like to see it happen, so it might as well happen in the ring, right? You know what I mean? But I get it, man. Mike Kirkland, shout out to my brother. Appreciate the support as always. Salute the big dog Willie. It's enough full of shit dudes in the world talking to the kids. Right? Salute to my guy, Big Dog Willie, man, and Mike Kirkland.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Rivera was innocent. Why accept the 6-month suspension? Fight it. I don't know, man. I can't answer that, man. I don't want to sound like I'm even making no argument for him, but I don't know. You know what I mean, one reason for it wouldn't it be expensive to fight it? I mean, wouldn't it be? Wouldn't that be a lot more money? Stretch things out. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I know the story he put out. So, like I said, man, I hear you. I'm against it just like you, but they gonna make money. The last that we see Rivera is the last time he fought? No, we still gonna see him fight. Ryan's still gonna get fights. They gonna make money with somebody. Why not be against somebody that can actually whoop their ass? That's where I'm at. So I'm always gonna stand on that. No, I don't feel like it's rewarding them, but they're not gonna be all the way out of boxing. So if I had it my way, it'd just be zero tolerance all around the board. You do it once, get him up out of boxing. But we all know boxing don't go like that, and I have no control. But I don't rock with drug cheats either. But like my thought is, they're gonna go on to make money and probably make good money and probably beat people. So why not be one of them people where somebody I think can actually whoop their ass and they have to be cleaned on it? Yeah, I would love it. I would love it. Hell yeah! Shout out to my guy Allen, man, in the Cash App. Much love, much appreciation.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Shout out to you. Appreciate you, Allen. Shout out to my guy.
Hey, just before you go on to your next topic, man, I want to say that
for lack of awareness. Yeah, I mean, I think he, said something about having to remove some people from around him and his team that gave him something that wasn't right. You know what I mean? So I wasn't there. You know what I mean? I can only say what I can say. I don't rock with it, but I'm not against seeing the drug cheat get his ass beat either. I don't care because I don't care about nobody's money because they're gonna make it regardless. So the reward is gonna be worth it for me. Yeah, you're gonna make some money, but you're gonna get your ass beat. So it's gonna be satisfying to see a cheater get his ass beat and have to be clean doing it. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I stand with that, you know? Know what I mean? But if it was up to me, shit, get him out of boxing for the first time around. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? He cheat, get him all the way out of here. Simple for me, you know? So yeah, I don't think he denied it either, though. I don't think he denied it. I think it was just the story of how it got there. And that, to me, that shit matter. You know what I'm saying? We see foul people do messed up stuff all the time. So I never seen nobody refute the story. So I'm just assuming that it was some credibility to the story. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was supposed to be diuretics or something like that. It's supposed to be for weight cutting. So that's not the same as steroids and whatever the case. But I'm not going to even get into all of it because I don't even care for that situation. But at the end of the day, like I said, he's going to continue to fight anyway. Why not against somebody that I feel like could beat him and be satisfied watching him get beat up? So if he's going to make money getting beat up, yeah, I love it. Get your ass beat, you know what I mean? Because that'll mess up a bag too. Add another loss to his record, change some things up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm against all drug cheats, but I ain't against seeing him get beat up, right? And having to be clean doing it. You know what I'm saying? Ali gets a break. Nah. I mean, yeah, that's not an argument for me. Zach B, shout out to my guy, man. Rod Walker was good with it. It was likely Lasix. Classics. Who? I don't know. I just know he had put out some story. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I will say this, though. They all have a story. You know what I'm saying? They all got some type of story about what they didn't do. You know what I mean? Most of them do. You know what I'm saying? Very rarely. Nah, I got you. That's why I was like, yeah, I got you. Most people you never really hear nobody say, yeah, I did it and just own up to it. That's very, very rare. So that I will say that for conversation purposes, right? Nobody just comes out and say it was them. It's always an excuse. Somebody else, from the eggs to the boar nuts to the bad meat and, you know, to the medication on my dog. Like we've heard it all. So yeah, everybody got a story when they get caught. Everybody. Shout out to my guys. Everybody got a story. But man, I do think still, in the matchup wise, I do though think Devin Haney and Michel Rivera would be an entertaining fight to watch. You know what I'm saying? I forgot about his diuretic situation or his little ban, the water pills, or whatever it was like that. Forgot about that. But I say I wouldn't mind seeing him get his ass beat. Blair, you know, all politics and promotions aside, I don't know. Is it a trash fight? Shit, they sparred. He was good enough to spar. Should be good enough to fight him, right? And at the very least, he ain't a drug cheat. But as far as the Don King situation, I don't think nothing Don King is reliable. So I'm with you on that. So you know, there's that. But I mean, at least he calling for it. So my thing at the end of the day, he gonna have to do something. If the Parral situation didn't work out, you seem like you can't get the money you want for that. And now you're just on the sideline. So it'll be interesting to see which of these guys that he actually go with, and if he fight any of them. You know what I mean? Who does he fight? Does he stick with the top 15 guys somewhere at 140? Do he think about moving up a weight class? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But interesting matchups, I think, though. Eggs, yeah, boar meat, Mexican steak, ashwagandha, herbal tea. Yo, we was hearing it all, bro. The dog medication too. You can't forget. Hannah Gabriel's what I think said she applied medication to her dog or something like that. Blood pressure meds. Yo, we get it. We get it all, bro. We get it all. Haiti versus Jesus Ramos. Yeah, Big Supreme. What Haney do to you, bro? What did Haney do to you? I just want to know what Haney did to you. That's all, Big Supreme. You want to see him fight Jesus Ramos. He had to do something to you. But nah, look, I say all of this stuff. When I bring up Haney, I tell my little jokes. There's always going to be some jokes. I tell a little joke here or there. But I do really, really want to see him bounce back. I think I want to see him prove a lot of people wrong. Like I said, they were saying this man is shot. And, you know, Ryan Garcia feels like he changed him forever and all this type of stuff. I think he's wrong about that. And I think the fastest way to prove it is obviously getting back in the ring. But it seems like that's going to be a little bit more challenging than what he probably initially anticipated. Because he's going to have to sort out what opponent makes sense for him to come back against. You know what I'm saying? And whatever his next move is, it got to be a smart one, got to be calculated, and it got to work out. You know what I mean? He got to get his hand raised. That's how I see it. So it proved me wrong by fighting Johnny back or... Yo, I'm tired of y'all. Yo, y'all crazy, man. Shout out to my guy Creole. What's good, family? How you feeling? You a fool, man. But yeah, man. Let's say I actually bipolar story because he was taking fertility drugs and his wife got pregnant, so it checks out. Yeah, it'd be a lot of stories. Like, look, I'm just not a guy. Context and how I'm big on the story if there is one. Like, I be wanting to know the truth though. Like, once you intentionally did something, it's all bets are off. There's no story to tell but that one. But if you had somebody give you something that wasn't solid and you didn't do your due diligence to make sure it was right, or you couldn't fully trust that person, that's ultimately always going to fall on you. But I am going to still look at that situation a bit differently than somebody that's obviously intentionally, knowingly doing wrong. We know this. Boxing a dirty sport. People do messed up shit all the time. We see it all the time. We've seen it throughout the years of boxing, way back in the day before we was fully watching it the way we watch it now, right? So we've seen it all. All I'm saying is, if you've been done dirty, then yeah, I level with you. Yeah, you still responsible. You're accountable for anything going in your body. But, you know, that shit still matters though. You know what I mean? Scumbags, you know what I mean? Out there sabotaging and shit like that. So, you know what I mean? So who knows? If Devin Day would go away, would be easier to root for him. His words coming to bite him in the ass now, too, man. His words have bit him in the ass. And what words? These words, because they've been making jokes left and right, man.
Yeah. Floyd, you can keep talking that money shit if you want to. Yeah. It's somebody coming for the Mount Rushmore of boxing, and his name is Devin Haney. Yeah, 2-division world champion, undisputed champion, checking a bunch of money, man, and taking care of his team, man, by 25. And guess what? We ain't had no problems with no contracts, no disputes, no broadcasters, no none of that. Just the Devin Haney era. Don't ever mention Floyd Mayweather to me.
They don't believe the fact that Garcia Haney only did a little over 300,000 homes, and they've been paid what they are owed. They want more money that doesn't exist. They don't.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. This is crazy. Them words did not age well. That take definitely didn't age well at all. At all. That take did not age well. But like I said, I think in this situation, after what he's been through, all this idle time is just giving people time to take little jabs, little digs at him. Like I said, I'm rooting on the comeback, you know? I just don't have no clue as to who it's going to be against, though. Excuse me, y'all. I have no clue. I have no clue who he gonna fight next. But like I said, I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Whoever he fights, hopefully it's 100% clean fighter, and it's a good challenge for him, and he get his get back. He can bounce back. Because Ryan taking this situation and just he making a joke out of it. He's still posting the fight. Hey, he acting a fool. Ryan Garcia acting a fool with this situation. Oscar, I love him. He's the biggest liar ever. He lie about everything. Oh man, Oscar be full of it. He better not be. I wonder is he lying about the $300K that he's saying the fight did. He's saying they could open his books and all that stuff, and they've been paid, you know, what they were supposed to be paid. So, I mean, of course, he's supposed to say that stuff, though. So, I do hope they got paid what they were supposed to get paid, you know, at the end of the day. But like I said, I just want to see him bounce back. Want to see what you know, the next chapter of his career, how he respond from adversity. You know, this was the first time he'd been tested the way he was tested against Ryan. Then he was tested even more, you know what I mean, with the Osterine and all that different stuff, the memes being put in meme land. Like, I want to see he gonna have to respond from that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Nah. I like Devin though. I be joking though. It's always jokes though. But you'll never like somebody else like Damon. You gonna hear people like say like he a bitch and he this and he soft. You don't hear me talking like that. I tell jokes, but all jokes aside, like from from the suing or like, you know, the stuff Bill Haney be saying. Like, that's why I said doing interviews could be problematic if you're not saying the right stuff, you're not putting the right stuff out there. Like, I talked about the real shit, like Blair Cobb calling him out after seeing the sparring. I think that'd be an entertaining fight. Politics, all the BS aside, I think it'd be an entertaining fight. Same thing with Michel Rivera. Now, I know he popped dirty, but like I said, seeing somebody that had to pop dirty, have to be clean and get beat up, I love to see. I think a good style matchup for him. I don't think it's a bad fight. But nah, the shots I take at Haney is just jokes, like just jokes. I'm playful about it. I joke on my favorite fighter. I don't care if they get mad. Legacy define what's good with it, my guy. What's good, Legacy? How you feeling, bro? One time I thought Pulio was Cuban. He's Dominican. Yeah, bro. Yeah, he was part of the Dominican fighters that had a title. It was him at the time. Hector Garcia had a title at the time. Him, Hector Garcia. Damn, I can't remember though. I think it was a one or two more, but it was Dominican fighters. They all was holding it. Damn, was it what was the buddy name? Damn, I forgot his name. But it was a few of them all holding it down with titles. Yeah, he's definitely Dominican. Yeah, nah, seriously though. Or seriously. Because I don't dislike him. Most people that like joke, they dislike him. I don't dislike him. Like, I don't dislike him. And none of his fights that I ever root against him, none of them, or pick against him. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's a couple fighters that he can't beat. And I think it's a list of fighters that'll give him very tough fights, but he have a potential to beat him, right? I just think it's a couple right off the top that he won't beat. But just about anybody else, I feel like he got a really good chance at beating him. And he got a chance at beating the other guys as well. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate the dude, yo. I'm just going to joke on him, though. You know what I'm saying? You got to think as fans, it give me the hardest time. Well, they used to. You know what I'm saying? They stopped showing up. But they used to give me the hardest time calling me haters when I go to bat for them, you know? If I was Michel Rivera, my whole team would have gotten fired after helping me unnecessarily cheat. Yeah, facts. I would have got rid of them. I would have got rid of them dudes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, B-Dog. That's why I bring this stuff up. Like, I joke. Yeah, I joke about it. Yeah, I joke a little bit and stuff, but it's actually good, though, that people, like, you know, they interested in fighting them. Like I said, the losing or that situation he went through, even though it didn't have to be a loss. So he can gain from this because now he got different challenges with people calling his name. Now, I don't know if that's going to materialize in fights, but it is good to see that people have an interest in fighting them. Maybe they feel like they got the ups. Maybe they think they could go replicate what Ryan did, and maybe they wrong. You know what I mean? And maybe Haney beats their ass for it. You know what I'm saying? So I see it. Because listen, everybody ain't going to be able to do to him what Ryan did. Let's not get confused for 1 second. Everybody's not going to be able to do what Ryan did to him. Let's not be confused for 1 minute. Yeah, man. Yeah, he put something on him. Big Supreme. He put something on him. But he a dog though. The way he got back up, he a dog. The way he kept getting back up. I respect the hell out of that dude. You know what I'm saying? I just hate, like, don't mistake me joking on him for hating him. Like, I'm just be joking. I like the dude. I mean, he's a world-class fighter. I'm going to always say that. He's in that upper percentile of top fighters. People just have a hard time accepting that. I don't. It's what it is. He's world-class, bro. You know what I mean? And his bounce back could even be a great one. You know what I'm saying? And he could really shut a lot of people up with the way he play these next couple moves. I'm telling you, he really can get things swung back in his favor. I'm telling you, easy. Just go out there and beat somebody's ass. Easy. Just go out there and beat somebody up. I'm telling you. It's only so long you can stay stuck on that Ryan shit like that. All right, that should happen. That's boxing. But he go in there and kick somebody's ass, all to be forgotten about. I mean, they ain't gonna forget about it, but they can't. It's only so long you can live off that. Oh, Ryan beat you up. That all right. All right. Ryan also had Osterine. You get me? So Ryan also is suspended and he's goofy as hell. So the hell with Ryan. You know what I'm saying right now? Him and Tio. Yeah. Right. For sure. Right. I remember I did a whole live shooting down how he's not pillow fisted or chinny. Because I don't believe that. Like, some people say, I told you Ryan Devin ain't had no chin. See what Ryan was doing? I'm like, Ryan could punch. That's not a good example of proving somebody don't got a chin, being punched by that guy. That left hook, like that's not proving that you have a bad chin. Somebody that can't punch putting you down is proving you have a bad chin. Not even getting buzzed by Linares don't mean you chinny. He didn't even get dry. He got buzzed. Linares had more knockouts than he had fights at the time. That's not proving much either. Linares can fight. Experience too. And, you know, in his day, he was smoking shit. So, nah, that dude is world class, bro. I just understand that a lot of people reservations toward the Devin Haney is when I hear it, they say it's because of his pops and how his pops talk. So they be like, I don't like his pops, but I support Devin Haney. For me, I'm not on that side. I don't dislike Bill. I just see it for what it is. I think his job is to piss off the community, the neighborhood, not the community and saying making everybody hate his son, none of that. But his job is to piss off fan bases of fighters that could potentially be opponents for his son, because that keeps everything flowing. And he do a good job at agitating the people, stirring some stuff up. He do make time to do interviews, to frequent platforms. I've always thought that gave him a leg up in certain aspects, right? You connect differently. It's not that he'll just come to the platform. He'll actually give you the time. You can respect him. You don't got to agree with every move he make, but it's some respect that you got to have for a man that's willing to talk to you as a man and let you ask some tough questions, and he give it right to you in live time in front of an audience. If you can't respect that, I don't know what to tell you. So it's not all good, but it's not all bad from Bill either. Like I said, somebody I know, seen him personal, real life, ran across him, and shout out to the big homie. What he told me, he said to him, lets me know that he don't mean nothing by some of the shit that rub people the wrong way is not meant to rub people in the way that it does, right? But it is meant to get your attention, ruffle some feathers every now and again, but it ain't meant to make nobody hate him, because this shit is just entertainment, and at the end of the day, he's promoting his son. So I'm always understanding that if I got a son in boxing, let my son be undisputed and watch how I don't shut up. Y'all think they call me the voice now? Bro, my voice would be hoarse. I never stop talking about my son being undisputed. I'm just being real. So as a man, as a father, I'm able to put myself in his shoes, say, hey, man, my son was a damn undisputed lightweight champion. I wouldn't shut up neither. Bro, every time a camera come on, I'll be like, yeah, y'all seen Devin last fight? Y'all say, I'll be like, y'all seen KJ last fight? You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen Baby Do last fight? Come on, man. I won't shut up, bro. Y'all be tired of me too. So I get it. You know, he's going to ruffle some feathers, but ultimately, I think, you know, anybody that want the best for their son is good with me, right? His methods might not be the way you would go about it, right? And I can understand that, but I think the intent at the end of the day is just to sell you that he got one of the best fighters in the world, if not the best fighter in the world, right? That's what he do. You know what I mean? But some shit I can't account for, right? The personal stuff, that's another conversation. But just as it pertains to boxing and just him wearing the promoter's hat and the dad hat, I get it. So people got missing. And shout out to Crucial Content. You're a busy man over there, man. That woman is unforgettable simply because all the and that. But you know what? It's the talking that who was doing, who was selling the death, who was talking about the Ivan Drago. If he dies, he dies. You get me? So, and y'all, I don't know if I noticed something. Did Bill Haney salute to Bill Haney, respect to him? Like, I tell my jokes, I talk my shit, but I never aim to go below the belt or be disrespectful. Did he delete his Instagram? Or am I tripping, y'all? Did Bill delete his Instagram? Because I couldn't find it. I forget what made me look for the Instagram, but I couldn't find it. Shout out to Big Dog Willie back in the super chat, man. He said, Bill ain't capping, don't bother me because he tried to, because I know he full of shit, but his disciples take it overboard and Bill don't correct them. Yeah, man. I mean, I think, you know, fighters tend to have these like wild, radical fan bases and people that just go above and beyond for their guy. And Devin Haney has a fan base that's very similar to that. Like, but I think a lot of his fans are younger than him. That's what I come to realize. You ever speak to the average, probably the average Devin Haney fan, they in their 20s, early 20s. You know what I mean? I ain't been in my early 20s in some times. Like, you get me? So it's he got some young fans.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Scared of Ron. Tank told y'all you scared of Ron's power. Yeah, he did say that. He said he was worried. He said I was nervous. Rome was good with it, bro. Ryan don't want to clear his name. he could be advised that it's going to be costly. It's going to drag shit out too. Because I knew that was a reason why they were saying why they accepted being the suspension, because they knew they was going to get suspended regardless. So why even fight something that was inevitable because they had zero tolerance? If I'm talking about the same thing, you're talking about in terms where he had to clear his name. And that was one of the reasons he was like, yo, you're going to get suspended in that period. So why not just get it over with, start serving a suspension instead of fighting it, dragging it out, spending money potentially just to still get suspended, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I don't know, man. I just think that whole situation is crazy. And I think what was unable to be proven, it was intent, and it looked consistent with contamination, bro. That's not, people keep talking this doping and cycling off like they don't know what they talking about. Like, I don't believe he had enough time to do all of that. And I think people are just conveniently saying something to fit whatever makes them feel good. Like, I like things that make sense to me, and it just makes zero sense to fight one of the hardest punchers in the world and be clean for him, but then fight a guy and who you feel like is pillow fisted and you about to juice to the gills for him. Just don't make a lot of sense. When I hear the traces and how it's consistent with contamination, and I hear the different athletes speaking about it, I heard a guy that's been using the PEDs for over 20 years speak about it. I gather all that information up and I come with, it's just not enough to say he was for sure doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to argue how much or how little and how much it helped and how much it didn't. I don't care about none of it. I ain't saying I don't care, but that's not my fight. That's his fight. But all I know is, like I said, for somebody that's using it, a user of it, they say you have to be a complete idiot to use that to try to, like, basically have an advantage. Like, anybody who knows, like, that's not going to give you the kind. And then you hate to get into all of the facts, because facts make people uncomfortable and they make them sound like you justifying somebody cheating. So just is what it is. It's a screwed up situation. Ryan could have did a lot better the way he handled it. He didn't handle it the right way. He didn't sound remorseful. He's still joking, but it could be reasons for that I can't even get into, because I'm not favoring nothing he doing right now. I just ain't, them dudes are weird, man. Take over everybody. Don't be dumb. Shout out to Fresh Baker. How you feeling, Fresh? Squad up, man. Stack bundles. Ryan wrote 50. Based on what? He said he wasn't making no money in boxing before the Tank fight. Shout out to the Queen, Melanin Queen. Appreciate you as always. Bozy got a better fighter. He ain't disrespecting everybody. Nah. True. But look, I'm not justifying it, Mike. I'm agreeing with you. I think the difference is mentality. And you got Bozy Ennis has been a part of it. He's raised multiple fighters and sons. Like, he has sons. Boots got brothers and stuff that he had in boxing. So I'm not justifying what Bill is doing. What I'm highlighting is that Bozy's just different mentality, and he has far more experience in this area, in this field, than Bill do. Shit, he on what I think his second, third son getting him right. So, and he also has a different mentality. Grew up inside of the boxing, where I think what we seeing from Devin and Bill as a whole, as a collective, a team, a fighter and coach, is them two learning on the job. And I think we're seeing, because Bill is so vocal, he gonna bump his head hard, if that makes sense. Like, when he bump his head, he gonna bump his head a little bit. Like, I guess, like, or when he rub you the wrong way or rub shoulders, he gonna rub. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna hit you a little different, because I think you seeing him make the mistakes in live time as he learning the ropes and figuring it out as he go along, and wearing and trying to juggle. The promoter hat, the dad hat, the trainer hat, all that stuff. Not giving them an out, but just highlighting how that may be a difficult approach or difficult job or jobs to handle and maintain and manage. And some things you do is just not going to hit people the right way. But he got to know that's what come with being him. Like, as you learn this game and how to, what kind of messages you want to put out to the crowd, what kind of questions you want to answer, right? What platforms you want to be in front of, right? How often you want to be available to these people, right? You got to understand what you putting out, the message you sending, right? And if it's consistent, right? You can't be asked the same questions, but just on you giving different answers on different platforms, right? You just got to be consistent with your message. And if you're not, people going, super analyze everything you do because he's so vocal, so loud and proud. that when you do mess up, people on your ass. You get what I'm saying? Said IG deleted them, did they? JB boxing and betting. Damn, why they do that? The kids, right? For sure. Shout out to the Clean Melanin Clean. Yeah, Stacked Bundles. RIP to Stacked Bundles, man. One of the best doing it. Bill, how'd you gone? It was all good just a week ago. Yeah, I noticed that, but you said they deleted them. They was looking into the bridge, the gap between boxing and entertainment. Yeah, Bozy is straight boxing, absolutely. And that's why they be calling Bill like Don King and all this stuff like that. Like, cause he trying to, like, he don't mind being in front of the camera, the limelight, talking and stuff to the people. Cause he got the gift the gab, some would say, right? He a slick talker, right? To a degree. He like to talk that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think part of learning that, you just gonna make mistakes. You're gonna rub people the wrong way. But I think as long as you continue to learn while you making those mistakes and getting into those situations, right? You gonna see. You know what I mean? Don't mess with Texas. I got you. That's a good point though. And another thing though that I give Bill a lot of credit for too is like he single-handedly, him and Devin changed like the amateur circuit for the people over there in Mexico. And making sure and being one of the sole reasons why those guys get paid more, why they're able to get paid more from the gate. So I think that's dope. I think that's dope as hell, bro. I think that's dope. Think that is dope for sure, man. Don't mess with Texas is my guy. Hold on, where my guy AJ at too? AJ, you still in here, Brody? Shout out to the fan, man. Y'all all make sure y'all smash the like button, man. If you got a wrench, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you telling people to smash the like button, sub to the channel, super chat, cash app, all that good stuff. Make sure y'all rocking with me, and we're going to keep building. We're going to be here for a few more minutes, y'all. I got something else I wanted to talk about, too. Shout out to my guy, Legacy, and Don't Mess with Texas. But let's keep building. But yeah, that's what I think. What it is with Bill. That's why I'm at a point in my life where I'm just always trying to understand, because I need the information before I want to make a permanent assessment on somebody. So I like to really listen to Bill Haney and try to understand where he come from. And like I said, somebody that I got a chance to meet and know, one of the family, like he ran across him in real life, and the little small exchange that him and Bill shared, like, that let me know that dude means no disrespect by the stuff that he be doing. Like, man, where Jay at, man? Remember the figumentation, man, and all that? Come on, man. Like, so that just let me know, bro, that, all right, I get it. You agitating people, but you're not doing it on purpose. But some stuff, I think, you know, it goes off script, right? It goes a little below the belt, you know, some of that stuff. But for the most part, I think he tried to keep it boxing, and he just tries to make sure that, you know, you feel like, you know, you understand that he feels like his son is the best fighter in the sport. So I think that's where I level with him at too. But, you know, the asshole stuff is the asshole stuff because I'm still a man too. But I think he's just in that learning stage where we just watching him make mistakes in real time. And some of the mistakes is coming across the people the wrong way, saying something that might rub somebody the wrong way, and being, you know, aware of it, so that, you know, not trying to please everybody, but making sure you just not, you know, starting fires everywhere you go with your message. You want your message to leave a lasting impression on people, especially when you represent your son at the highest level. You want to make sure that you do that, and you got him in mind at all times. You don't want to just be up here going back and forth with any old Joe Schmo, because some people really shouldn't even have access to you, respectfully, because you're just on a different type of time. So I salute what he do, you know, when it's with the good intent, right? Not none of the personal stuff. I don't get into that. I think that stuff is lame. But when he keep it boxing, when he talking his stuff, like when he was making the little videos and the little video edits, I thought that stuff was funny. Like, I'm into that. I don't think that's below the belt. I think he keeps it within the realm of boxing, and it's bit tasteful, it's playful with the people, so it's kind of funny. So I thought that was something he should have kept doing. It seemed like Oscar got the memo, and he started he started editing videos and keep putting out the Clapback Thursdays. So I think that shit is kind of funny. So I think that's something that Bill should have looked at, kept doing, because he got a mouthpiece and people will just be entertained by it. Shit is funny, and it allows people a different viewpoint of them, and you probably could level with them a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about what what side of you do you really want to show to the people? What do you want them to see you as? You know what I'm saying? How do you want to represent your son, and in what way? And like I said, what message are you leaving out there? Big Fast, he talks about me, even though son's age, yeah. That's that I don't like when you go too personal, but I think some of that is the balancing act in between being a father that helped mold your son in every step of the way. And it's like, it's that attachment that I think we see he has to, obviously, to his son. And it's like, it gets him into the back and forth with some of his son's potential opponents and things like that, which I think you could avoid some of that. But I think the fact that he's so hands-on, I think, that kind of breeds that kind of environment. You know what I mean? So don't make it cool, but I think that's what it is, though. But I definitely get it. Yeah, the clapback Thursdays. He seen the last one was long, B-Dog. It was like 4 minutes, bro. It was like 4 minutes and change, bro. Hold on, man. Shout out to everybody that hit that like button, that sub to the channel, that got y'all notifications on, that continues to support the grind. Much love to y'all. One more thing. Two more things shortly that I wanted to talk about, man. Real quick. Shortly, man. I seen something from Rick Glasier real quick, right? I seen something from Rick Glasier that caught my attention. Shout out to him. I never do personals. I just strictly focus on what he's saying, the argument. If I was advising Tszyu, I would definitely advise him to retire. Sad to say, but it's absolutely the wise choice for Tim. Hopefully he makes that wise decision. His long-term health depends on it. Hashtag Australia, hashtag boxing. Man, it's crazy after seeing that one real good defeat, clear-cut defeat. It was only 3 rounds. He's already saying this man needs to retire. Not only that, he went a step farther and said his motor skills and punch resistance are gone. All in one fight, I'm sorry to say, look, bro, I don't think I could gauge all of that from one loss. I'm not sure how he was even able to gauge all that from one loss. Motor skills, punch resistance. Now, if you talking about how he was talking after the fight, I thought he was concussed, to be real with you, and dejected. He sounded like he was down on himself. He was hanging his head and all of that stuff. He was not happy about it. And his team should have told him to keep his damn head up, because he went out there, and that's what happens when you go out there and fight the best. It was a conversation about that his team fell him. And no disrespect or slight to them. I just feel like they had 2 difficult decisions to make in back-to-back fights, and they possibly, arguably, didn't make the best decision. I felt like after seeing the way that cut was, the spot that it was in, the fact that it was a vein bleed, and they wasn't going to be able to really stop the bleeding all the way, they should have stopped that fight and lived to fight another day. They allowed their fighter to sustain about 9 to 10 more rounds of punishment after that. He fought a whole fight like that. Then after that, you was going to throw him in there with Virgil Ortiz. It probably was a blessing in disguise that the cut didn't heal properly. He had to pull out of that fight. So he didn't fight Virgil. You get what I'm saying? But y'all say, no Virgil, no problem. Fight Murtazaliev, another puncher, undefeated guy at the top. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me coming off that situation, man. You allowed him no get-back fight. You just threw him right in the fire again. And I don't want to say his punch resistance is shot, because he was getting hit with flush, clean shots. He was getting his ass whooped. What do you mean punch resistance gone? He was getting whooped for 3 rounds. I would have you would have had to do some convincing to tell me that's how Tszyu was going to lose that night. I did not see that coming, bro. So I don't think it's his motor skills and punch resistance. I think it's the style in which he fought mixed with the style of fight that Murtazaliev fight. He had the faster hands. His punches was getting there. Shout out to my guy Keys to the Game. Boxing, man, because Keys to the Game was schooling Rick Glasier in the comments. I should have pulled up some of his comments, but he was schooling him. Shout out to Rick, nothing personal, but this dude always asking for people to retire. He always talking about the PBC curse. You know what I mean? Tszyu KO'd in round 3. Game over for the Aussie. Had no punch resistance left. The PBC curse is real. Y'all be saying that shit after every time somebody lose, but like Tszyu kicked a lot of ass before you was able to say that. He kicked some ass before he took an L, man. And the Fundora fight was one of the most respectable losses I could ever witness. This one, he got his ass handed to him, but I still respect him in defeat because he ain't duck no smoke. He want to fight everybody. This is what happens when you're willing to fight everybody. You're going to take L's. But the demand that people retire to 1 loss, I'm getting tired of him. Ain't no damn PBC curse. That's bullshit. Everybody lose. You fight enough of those guys, you fight these enough 50-50 fights, you're going to take L's too, your favorite fighter included, or you'll have a much better chance at losing. That's for sure. From my view, what's good with it? Look like Ryan and Haney all over for a little while I lasted. Yeah, man. Mike Kirkland, much respect to my guy. Appreciate the 5-piece back in the super chat. Respect to Tszyu, just like Joe Frazier. You got up every time, man. Mike and this dude asking, if I was advising him, I'd ask for him to retire. Shut up, man. Let this man bounce back his motor skills, his punch resistance. He was in there getting punched by a real guy. What do you mean punch resistance? You ain't too many people would have been taking them shots that he was getting hit with. Clean flush shots. Mortazaliev was punching through the target, bro. He was trying to leave Timmy in the dirt, bro. He wanted to win every bit as much as Tszyu.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland. Appreciate you. Tszyu is no limit. Right. You get me, Big Supreme? Retired, getting stopped wasn't that serious. It happens to him, got hurt and didn't give himself a chance to recover. Right, boxing hacker for sure, fam. Like, we got to stop. This is how we treat fighters after they lose, bro. Just retire. Yeah. Punch resistance is gone. Yeah, you don't have any punch resistance anymore. Yeah, your motor skills. What the hell do you have to back that off? Him getting caught by shots when he was fighting, he was right in the pocket. So you saying his motor skills is gone because after he got hurt, he didn't recover? Like, what you trying to say? He was getting blitzed, bro. And then he fought a fight that's only conducive to getting you knocked out. You can't get hurt that much against somebody that's fighting like Mortazaliev, and the only place you're going is forward. You're going right back to the fire. Of course he got blitzed. He'll learn his lesson. You can't mow everybody down. Yeah, my Phillips should do more Bill and Devin impersonations. Yeah, that joint is funny, Legacy. That's the one. There go my guy, AJ. There you go. All right, there you go. Shout out to AJ64. See Tim and Virgil being the same way, going to use the aggression until he gets them knocked out. Hey, from my view, a great point, bro. I think that's a real good chance of happening. Fender Beniside, I've been getting mines, but it's time for you to get your just due. You know it, man. Shout out to everybody that rocked out to the end of the show, man. Much love and appreciation to all y'all, man. Remember when Pacquiao got face planted? Absolutely. Remember he got up smashed, laughing? You already know, already on top of it, Texas. I'm making sure if any wrenches from now on that I give out, it got to be somebody that's here regularly. Like if people don't hair regularly, I ain't giving out wrenches. Only to the family that's here every day. You here every day, cool. If not, hell nah. But we gonna keep building. Shout out to everybody. Frequent Fly, my God. Shout out to Rude Exposure, my God, man. He be over there cooking too, man. Y'all gotta go check my boy out. He be over there frying up, man. He a chef his own, man. Be over there chefing. You know what I mean? No filter, too. No filter. Shout out to my guy, man. Shout out to the family, man. But dope build is always one more thing though that I'm gonna build on briefly, and we gonna ride out. But like I said, Tszyu, I'm rocking with him. Nothing personal to Rick Glasier. I don't do personals. I'm just going at the argument, the comments that he's making. I think he just got something personal against PBC. He never has nothing good about PBC to say. I've even interacted with him a little bit on there, but not much because I know when you use the trolls responding, you treat everybody like they're a troll. And the last thing I'm gonna let is some mermaid man talk to me like he crazy. He always talk about PBC this, PBC that, PBC curse, another PBC fighter, this, and shut your ass up, man. PBC gonna keep putting on great shows because they got great fighters, they got great people behind them. You know what I'm saying? Great people behind them, and that's how it's going to continue to be, man. They're going to keep putting on them shows. Shout out to Tszyu. That's what happened when you go out there and you fight against the absolute best. When you fight against the absolute best, you're going to take L's. Mortazaliev was a top guy. He came in there on the top of his game. His punches got home before Tszyu's, and he capitalized. He hurt Tszyu, and he kept hurting him. The better man won, and it's simple and plain. Tszyu, I think he was done after the second round. I felt like his team slightly failed him in terms of making tough decisions. I don't think they made the best one by letting him come out for the third round. It just was unnecessary punishment. Facts, Ant McQueen, too. Take that no contest. Pardon me, I just realized you had said that. Take that no contest in the Fundora fight instead of letting your man fight 10 straight rounds just to lose. You get what I'm saying? And all that extra punishment. So that was unnecessary. It's no fault to theirs. I just think those were difficult decisions. And I think they trusted Tszyu as the warrior he is to figure it out. I do respect that, but you got to save him from himself. You got to assess when the situation ain't worth it. I don't think it was worth it him to go 10 rounds with a hole in his head, with a gash in his head. I don't think it made sense for him to have no hole in the top of his head. So you get what I'm saying? Yeah, Boxing Hacker be supporting big time. Shout out to Boxing Hacker. And he never disrespectful. So, you know what I mean? Anybody that's not disrespectful and that's going to be here every day supporting the grind, I'm rocking with you too. Yeah, Rick Glazier's a hater. At the end of the day, no disrespect to him, but Mermaid Man bugging. He always asking for, PBC fighters to retire. All they got to do is lose. Oh, he's done. He's done. He's done. Nah, he ain't done. King's Gambit, what's good with the fam? Yeah, his ass is like Mermaid Man for real. Rick Glazier ass. All right, talking about somebody. Shout out to my guy Frequent, man. Always talking about somebody retiring. But Tszyu bounced back. You took a tough loss. That's part of boxing. That was a 50-50 fight, a true 50-50 at 154, a very deep, talent-rich division. Superman, what it do, my guy? And anybody could lose. So, you know what I mean? Anybody could lose. So, that's what you see at 54. So it's no shame in losing to a guy like Bakram Mortazaliev, an undefeated guy that's boxing, punching with both hands and really scrapping. So there's nothing you could do about that. You know what I mean? But shout out to Boxing Hacker, man. I know y'all go back and forth, but anybody that respects my platform and supports me is good with me. And know how to build is good with me. I know he be pissing y'all off though. Y'all get at him on the chat. He's family over there. He good. Yeah, stupid. Fly Freak. Oh, that I thought Frequent Fly. That's his other channel. Kevin King, my guy. What it do, Brody? How you feeling? That channel not super saying. Oh yeah, he said y'all stupid. He got his other backup joint. Y'all some idiots, man. But as long as y'all know it's all love and they just joking, Frequent Flyer is always welcome over here. He never disrespect. Always come in and rock. We teach. What's good with it? Yeah, talking about Haney though. Yeah. He getting me talking that Haney stuff, but it's all good, man. It's all love. We just gonna keep building, y'all. But shout out to everybody. One more thing I wanted to speak about because I seen Bozy speak about it, right? Bozy said he gave his brief, thoughts about 54, the Karen fight as well. I'm gonna play two little quick clips from it.
Well, we had to take it because it was a mandatory. That's the only thing I think about it. We didn't really want the fight. You know what I mean? But we had to take it because it was a mandatory, defense.
What's the mindset coming into a fight like that because of the mandatory?
I mean, I don't like it, but like I said, we had to do it, and it's going to be different this time, though, you know what I mean? We thought he was coming to fight. He came to dance, you know what I mean?
So there's
Any
that.
plans for Boots to go up to 154?
Well, see, that's what we want to do after we collect the belts, after we get a chance to collect it, because, like you said, it's hard for them to get fights. And we moving up to 154. And after that, we're going to move up to 160 and maybe 168. So, yeah, we're on a quest.
Who would you like to face next?
The ones that got the title. All the ones that got the title. That's what I want. You know what I mean? We can't get another known. We're going to probably move on up. Mm-hmm.
And then, that's recent. Shout out to Teach too. Shout out to everybody, man. Y'all know, you show love, you show respect, you good over here. But that's why I said Boots is 154 bound. Yeah. He said he really would like to be undisputed in 4 weight classes. I know that's very ambitious and so many politics involved in boxing that would be extremely difficult task. Shout out to BJ33 too, man. But yeah, he said 68. But why I say Boots is 54 bound, because when you hear talk like that, when you in situations like you already got to take a fight that you didn't want, and it's hard to get these other fights. I do think they was going to try to revisit the Brian Norman thing, so he might have a chance to get at least a unification out of 47. But what's the name is going to be so much better. Yeah, man, you can't get rid of Frequent. Yeah, man, that's my guy. But damn, y'all made me lose my train of thought. Think about y'all. You can't. He going to end up at 54 because you're not going to be able to get the guys in the ring. So I say 154 is about to get so much better next year when Boots eventually move up there, because unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to get all the champions in the ring. I think politics going to play a factor and it's going to stop him. I think him and Bozy might grow impatient with the debacle or the mess at 47, and I think they're going to take their talents to 54. I think 154 is going to get that much better. And there's so many 50-50 fights up there, man. Nobody just walked through everybody up there. I don't care who you are. Everybody going to get tested up there. Everybody going to get tested. Shout out to my baby girl, the queen, Miss Justdu. Miss Director Justdu. Hey, y'all. Peace and love to you, baby girl. The real infinite, they got to stop playing with my boy. Who that? Nobody truly wants to fight Boots, in my opinion. Yeah, not at 47, though. And not without the right price, Mike. They not without a certain price tag. I'll say that. They'll fight him, but they know that's dangerous and they want to be compensated. And now that it's belts involved, and if you got a belt, you're going to play the long game. You're going to try to milk the situation. So, you know what I mean? Frequent channels of rap. Goldmine, I gotta check it. I gotta check it out. Frequent. Shout out to my guy, Professor Ant McQueen. I believe him. He gonna become a. I think so. Hey, Kevin, you get me, bro? I think he 54 bound. I think 54 about to light it up once he get there next year. I think this might be one of the last fights potentially that he could have. If not, if him and Brian Norman don't revisit that situation and work something out, I think he'll be. I think that'll I think they'll take their talents elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of names at 54, and Boots is going to add to the plethora of names up there, and that's going to make that division so much better. And it's crazy because 147, which was just the glamour division a couple years ago, not too long ago, is kind of a thing of the past. It's not a division. It's not what it used to be years ago. It's not that no more. So when it Keith Thurmans and Earls and all of them was in there, the Sean Porters, Danny Garcia, it's not that. So it kind of is taking a back seat to 154. 154 is the new 47, if that makes sense. No disrespect to no weight class, but you get what I'm saying. 154 is like the new 47. 154 is what 47 used to be. And we're gonna talk about that. We probably talk about that tomorrow because it's a good conversation to have on it, where I could drop the link and chop it up with some of the family. Like, we definitely could build on that. 154 is what 147 used to be. You get me? 154 is what 147 used to be. You know what I mean? You don't name the biggest fight at 47. Name the biggest fight that at 47. All of them involve Boots and only Boots. That's how you know 147 ain't what it used to be. When we used to speak about 147, we had a number of names from one time Thurman. You name them, they was there. You had them, right? You had name at the name. The different matchup at the matchup, you could mix and match at 47. Now you no longer have it. You get what I'm saying? You no longer have those type of matchups, and now they exist at 54. The guys that was top guys at 47 is now up at 54, trying to be top guys up there. And then you got a young, hungry phenom in Boots that looked like he won bad decision in terms of he won decision away from one fight away from going up to 54. Like, Karen might be the last time we see him at 47. Who knows? But because, again, you heard what his pop said, and I believe him. They both saying it. Yo, if we can't get titles, bro, we going up to 54. We're not, nobody got time for this, bro. Y'all keep asking us who we want. And Bozy is mad patient. I appreciate him. I love to interview him, too. Keep telling y'all the same thing, bro. Look, they want the titles. That's it. That's all. Their mission, they want the titles. The only reason they stay there is for titles. They understand that maybe they don't got the biggest names there, but if they get the titles instead, it'll make up for the lack of big name that is there. And I understand that, because at least you'll be able to chase your goals and be accomplished and get what you want out of it. You can't help who got the titles or who's there when you chasing greatness, right? You just got to do what you do. So it's going to be difficult. Politics going to weigh heavily. I don't think he'll be able to run the table and grab all 4 titles at 47. I think at best he might get one unification fight out the deal, if he's lucky. If not, we're going to see Boots at 54. I anticipate seeing Boots at 54 at some time next year. I could be wrong. That's my bold claim, because I don't think it'll be a reason to sit around at 47 if you can't get the fights, right? They just said that. You hear him keep saying that. I think they're going to follow it. I think it's great fights at 54 to make. And I think if it's one thing we know about 54 that separates them from 47, not only do they have more names now, but they're willing to fight each other. They don't just have the names and they ain't trying to fight. Dudes is willing to fight each other. This is why titles change hands. This is why on any given night, any of the top guys could beat another top guy at 54. That's what makes that division special. That's what makes it unique and fun to watch. So I'm all for it. Shout out to Boots. I'm supporting whatever you do. If you stug it out at 47 until you get your hands on them titles, so be it. But don't do it to your own detriment. Meaning, if at any point, I hope if Boo's body tell him it's time to go up, he just go ahead and go up and go just be great. You know what I mean? I get it. You wanted to chase some titles at 47, but if dudes is going to make you pay an arm, a leg, and another arm to get him in the ring, then what could you do? What could you do? Take your talents to 54, go be great up there, keep beating ass. You know what I'm saying? Because Boo's going to be great wherever he campaign at, I think. He's going to have a chance to beat any and everybody he get in the ring with. He that kind of talent to me. So just seemed like he was hell-bent and, you know, just dead set on 47. And I get it because you're right there. The division is wide open. Who's the best fighter in 47? Gervonta Ennis. Gervonta Ennis. I don't think that's debatable no more. It's the Boots, hands down. So that's his division to win. So I could understand why he wouldn't want to forfeit his what he feel like is his position. And right, he's right there. Think about it. He already got one title. It's literally a matter of if he could get champion after champion after champion in the ring with him back to back to back to back, he'd just do that and be cool with it. And I know he would. And then he'd go right on up to 54. But that's in a perfect world. And I just don't think that everybody's going to make it that easy to get them belts. I think somebody is going to try to wait them out. I think people are going to play hardball, either try to get more money. If they can't get it, then they're going to be willing to turn down fights. If not, even be in situations, I wonder, do people be in situations where they face being stripped? Like somebody, these dudes got to make these fights, man. Unifications need to happen. So I can see dudes not trying to fight him, maybe hoping that he move out of the division and then trying to chase the belts themselves. I can see it, but we're going to see how all this shake out, man. It's unfortunate that politics weighs so heavily in boxing, and it's just not as simple as putting the best guy in there with the best guy or the champions in there with the champions. It's simple, but it ain't that simple, right? So we'll see. For me, politics and achievement undisputed most of the time. Facts, Cash, 100%. I agree. And I think that even Bozy sound like he's starting to acknowledge that, like you said, we can't get the belts because, you know, it's going to be hard. Seems like it's going to be a challenge, man. It is. Tay, what's good with it, bro? Stanley, the only one with a shot. And even that might get stopped. Shit, he mess around, could get beat. You know what I mean? Who knows? But we'll see. Utah should fight more too. He wasn't with that. He wasn't that bad against Stanionis. Yeah, and PBC fighters not going to deal with Matchroom, and that could be the problem. Rude supposed to said the fear. Yeah, man, they don't be. I think what it is, Rude. I think when you look at Boots, right, and you got Eddie Hearn constantly selling to everybody that'll listen that he got the best fighter in the world, one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter. I think if you a champion, you hear that stuff and you like, bro, if I'm fighting the best fighter in the world, I need to get paid. And I don't think I'm crazy when I say that. I really think people feel like that. They're like, oh, you got the best fighter in the world, do you? Oh, you willing to pay for the best fighter in the world? And that's how it go. That's how it go. Are you going to be willing to pay to get these dudes in the ring? If not, then he going to take his talents at 54. Boots going to be 54 bound by next year. Talk to him, Boots. Go take over 54 too. Go show everybody what 54 is missing. Boots Ennis might be what 154 is missing. Know what I mean? Be 154. Boots might be when 154 is missing, bro. You know what I mean? Boots is what 154 really ain't lacking none, I don't think, to be real, but he could be that last piece to really making that division sizzling hot. Because think about the matchups. Now you got the reemergence of Virgil and Boots as a fight. He don't have no big fight at 47, but he got some at 54, and it could be for titles. So I think the grass is greener at 54 for Boots. But I respect his decision to want to try to get what he set out for at 47. I understand and I respect it. I'm supporting it, but I'm definitely supporting your move to 54 because I think you got some ass to kick up there, bro. I think you got some great matchups and fights to make. He won't. You're right. That's a great point. He won't. He'll be able to make the money without necessarily having to have those, but I think he'll want them. So I think if he can, he'll go for them. Pugilist was good with it. Lost some shine against Boychuk. It happens. You know what? For me, I need more than one fight, Pugilist. I see that fight. I'm like, all right, you was getting touched a little bit, but you made it through. Show me if you look like that again. Your next fight can't be like that. You can't be getting knocked down and dropped your next fight. You can't be looking like holes in your game. You can't be looking like that. You know what I'm saying? I need to see a better performance next time around from Virgil before I say he start losing something, right? I want to see if the things that I seen being an issue against Boychuk is an issue from fight to fight, or was that just an isolated thing against that particular guy, right? So I know what I mean. We do got some questions to answer after that fight for sure, but you know what I mean? That's why I feel like those type of fights need to happen with a little more regularity, so dudes could know what it's like to really be challenged by somebody that's coming to win. Because I mean, he's fought Mean Machine was trying to win. He's fought some guys that was trying to win, but Boychuk really had the firepower to get his respect and really make Virgil work. So I think that was one of the toughest guys he fought, and he passed the test. Some shaky moments, but he figured it out, you know. And now I want to see how he learned from that. All right, you had a tough fight. Let's see if this is just where you at now. You at the point in your career where fights are just about to start getting tough for you, or was that just that guy was tough, right? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. I'm gonna sit back and watch it. And we got weak ass high guard. He got to mix it up, be a little more creative. From my view, I would think. You know what I mean? Shout out to Humble Dragger, man. Just keep showing up. I got you, man. I show love to everybody in the chat. You know it. Virgil ultimately publicly turned down Boots. You know, fight. Yeah, all the way up there. Had that. But you know what? Look at how things kind of transpired. Virgil was saying that because he probably anticipated himself being at a higher weight class before they fought anyway. But I don't think Virgil was a scary guy though. But I hear you. Excuse me, y'all. I hear you though. But I think he'll fight him though. I think Virgil will fight these dudes. You just got it. Right time, right situation, right? You know what I'm saying? I just don't think he anticipated that fight being presented to him sooner than, you know, what he was saying. That's part of the reason why he said it. I don't think he's a scary guy. Yeah, he just used to knocking people out. Now, that was the first dude that was able to put up the kind of resistance in which he wasn't able to knock him out. That's why I don't overly criticize him too much. He showed me how he respond when it ain't going all his way and he ain't got no quit in him. So I like him. I like Virgil. I just want to see how he bounced back from having a tough performance. Right. You just ain't like the early energy, but he probably was just being real, because if you look at the time frame in which he said that and look at the time in which we starting to hear Boots possibly going up to 54, it all makes sense, bro. It all makes sense. But shout out to Boots, man. Next year, I think 2025, we see him at 154. I think he 154 bound. Boxing is going to be on fire. 154 going to be fuego. Stop hating on Tank Davis for you Tank Davis haters out there. Shout out to Thomas Hill, my good brother Tony, coming up here to build with me. Shout out to everybody that rocked out to the end of the show. Everybody in the super chat, Cash App. Much love to all y'all. Appreciate the family. And we just going to keep building, y'all. Boxing is winning because we talk about it the right way, man. Oscar and Eddie really didn't work together too much either. Yeah, I think they're gonna have to knock down them balls and eventually have to work with each other. Not that I heard of, man. Not that I heard of yet. Shout out to my guy AJ. Appreciate you, man. I hope all is well, man. I see you said you was in the hospital. Hope all is well. And real quick before we get out of here, pertaining to the wrenches, I meant to bring this up earlier. If anybody had a wrench and you realize you do not have a wrench, ain't mad. You didn't do something. I just had way too many wrenches and people that don't even be here. So it's like they wrench holders. You gotta keep in mind when you have a wrench, you're a moderator. Don't be shy to tell somebody to hit the like button, support the channel. That's what the moderator is supposed to do. Sometimes people expect wrenches just because they pop up a couple times. But if you here, you supporting the grind, I'm rocking with you. If a wrench make you feel better like I rock with you more, by all means, you got it. You know what I mean? But let's keep building. Let's keep growing. Y'all keep supporting the grind. We just gonna keep building. So again, anybody that had a wrench and don't have it, that's probably why. If you ain't been here in weeks or months, that's probably why. And I got way too many moderators anyway. But if y'all gonna be here, then I don't care. We gonna build. So that's just to address that wrench situation, man. So don't think you did something or I'm mad. But if you don't have a wrench, that's why. You know what I mean? I ain't seen you in the month of Sundays. You know what I mean? Blue Bud said the fight canceled. Shout out to Blue. I haven't checked. I haven't heard anything yet. I can ask about it. I'm not saying he wrong because I know he got his sources and things too. So shout out to Blue. That's my guy as well. Mark West, my guy. Stop the Tyson Fury. You know, I don't really even hate Tyson Fury, man, because he got a family, man. He take care of his kids. So I'm gonna always respect that about him. He a piece of poop, bro. But you know, and again, shout out to everybody. So I just wanted to let y'all know that anybody that don't got a wrench, like I've been seeing it a little bit here and there, and some people been mad they don't come no more because they don't got a wrench. It's not about me being funny. It's like, if you ain't here, why have a wrench? Like, if you was here every day and you stop coming, like, I got 100 and something wrenches. Like, how the hell I got 100 and something wrenches? I don't even be having 100 likes. You get what I'm saying? So don't forget to remind people to support the channel, and we just gonna keep building. That's how we grow. The people in the chat have a lot to do with how we grow. They see other people support, they will continue to support. So, and I will continue to give y'all good content and build with everybody. I'm gonna say this and mean it. I'm one of one in this space. You're not gonna find nobody else that build the way I do. I don't want to argue. I respect where you coming from, and we just gonna build on this boxing the way it's supposed to be done. That's how we supposed to do it. Not argue boxing. We build on it. It's different, and we appreciate the sport. You know what I'm saying? Simple, and we just build it up, bro. So with that, man, much love to everybody. I appreciate all the support. Another dope show in the book. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland, always supporting the grind. Shout out to everybody, man. Appreciate all y'all. He said it's okay to hate on certain boxes. I don't think it's cool to hate on anybody, because I feel like hate is like I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it's not necessary, right? If you don't like something, you could just ignore it, right? I don't hate no boxer in the sport. I might not like what some of these dudes do, but I don't hate them, right? I don't hate Tyson Fury. He do some things that make you scratch your head, but I don't hate him. I mean, I think he's weird. Like Tio, they weird, but I don't hate him. Shout out to the Queen, Aisha. Appreciate you as always, Queen. In the cut. Hope you're doing well too, man. And again, shout out to everybody. We just gonna keep building one build at a time, man. So y'all make sure y'all enjoy the rest of this good Tuesday. And we gonna keep building, y'all. See y'all tomorrow at 4. Much love to everybody. We up out of here.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
In the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jusdueboxing, the best boxing talk on YouTube.
Jusdueboxing in the building, 4 o'clock shorty, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He's going to be live today at 4 o'clock, man. And he's going to be spewing some good stuff as he always do with an unbiased approach, man. He's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
What's going on? And one of my favorite channels, if y'all into that pugilistic perfection, if y'all into that boxing, that's that boy Jusdueboxing here on YouTube. Make sure y'all check out Jusdueboxing, not only unbiased.